day. We in the building. It's been a long time, but we back. It's your boy, Cheddar Chaz, my dog Al with me on the No Pick Show, where there's no hand holding. We do it fast on emoji. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Al, how you doing, brother?
I'm cooling, dog. I'm cooling. How you feeling on this beautiful Monday? People don't love Mondays, but you know it's a Monday. What else we got?
It was a beautiful day, dog. Where I'm at, we getting some of that Canada smoke.
Okay,
but it's funny. We had a tropical storm that came.
Damn,
and it blew out some of the smoke. But I got trees that then fell on my property.
Oh no!
But it's a good day still. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Michael Morgan with the 5-piece. Was good, homie.
Thanks,
and Zilla, it's funny you asked about national media, Zilla. Lonnie in the building. And this is why I say it was a good day. Because Ryan Clark got fired. And I ain't gonna never, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I can say what I want about New Orleans. That's my motherfucking city, right?
Thanks.
But I ain't gonna let nobody come from the outside and talk about my shit. And that's been a bit of a pattern this week with Solomon Hill and other people. But we're going to start with this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Mm-hmm. Straight up. Like, this is a true story. And
mind you, this nigga was 8 years old when Hurricane Katrina happened. This nigga was apparently watching C-SPAN and CNN saying, damn, that's fucked up. According to this nigga, he was in and out of jail when he was 8 years old. How the fuck you watching? Anyway, whatever.
I mean, it's one of those things when you meet a real one, you know it.
Yeah, nigga, now you're fired. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Get him out of here. Get this guy the fuck out of here, man. I'm sorry about that, L. What's been going on
you good.
with you and these Pelicans, man? Nigga talking about our motherfucking turf like that. What's wrong with these niggas, man?
And I don't know, son. You know what, I'm kind of chilling. It feel
at peace.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, dog. I'm good. You heard me? Like it's been slow. You know what I mean? But slow has been consistent. Like, you know what I mean? So
right.
I'm kind of cool with would I prefer some stuff to happen? I'm cool with the consistency of slow. Right? They didn't embarrass you in Summer League. Even though they didn't do it the way I would have liked, they weren't embarrassed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, I'll live with that. What I'm hoping is that that's not
a sign of things to come.
Yes. Yes. That's that more than anything. That's what I'm concerned, because you can. What I feel like they've been doing is while not being aggressive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In anything that they've done, they haven't really made any moves. They haven't really acquired anybody. Like they wiped out the staff, but they brought in really good people. Jamal Mosley, even though I like Mosley for this situation, that's still a safe hire to a degree.
Yeah,
right?
It's not really risky.
Yeah, you brought his whole staff in. You didn't shake his staff up either. You ain't say, fuck it, I'm going to give him one wild card on the staff.
You brought Shane God in.
Yeah, but it wasn't like look, I'm bringing Rondo with you. Or I'm going to get one of these other top assistants or a top head coach to bring. You know, just something to just kind of like give you that little something extra to be excited about. So not consistent, I understand. But it's kind of like, I hope you're not setting us up for just not terrible, but me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't know. I'm hoping that's not the bar.
You know, boy, what's that with your LP? I see you in CN said we need to go get Jonas in Europe, bro. He just signed a contract. Jonas had on a badass suit too. It was money green. That was nice
though.
Yeah, that was a nice suit. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to No Land. What's happening with your homie? What's happening with y'all, man? Yo, so that's kind of what up with your Clarence, bro? That's kind of the theme I wanted to attack for us this show, and because I think it's multiple ways you can perceive it. Like for me, no matter what we talk about behind the scenes, even you and I, what up with you, Josh? Shout out to Josh in the building. Long live Lou Dort. Josh, I know you fuck with OKC. So, you know, what up, Fist? What up, your homie? Like, no matter what we talk about behind the scenes and things you and I may be privy to, seeing is believing. Like, you know, it don't matter how close you get to things. Like you got close with the Zaire situation potentially. Like you got close with this move, you got close with that move, but ultimately you have to get things across the finish line. Do you think that they're taking a slow, methodical approach, or do you think that some of it is laziness? Because some people seem to believe that it's just the inactivity is due to just being content and being somewhat lazy. But you and I know, like behind the scenes, they talked about like trades like before the draft, and or at least were receiving calls and things of that nature. So there've been some discussions of wheeling and dealing. About Precious Achiuwa, we talked about Kuminga, talked about Zaire. But do you think that it's an air of laziness or arrogance there?
You know what? Initially, I'm kind of changing how I feel about it, like as this is happening actively, right?
Right.
So initially, my thoughts were more so like, you know, when you're not aggressive, like you don't have to be an aggressive team, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be foolish.
You don't have to be foolish and make bad decisions, right? Because we did, like, some people feel like a lot of the moves that we made the previous offseason were bad decisions. So you don't have to do that. At the same time, I kind of feel like, and this is just me, I'm starting to feel like the playing it safe to a degree and the inactivity is like you being reactive also, as opposed, like you're not being the captain of your own fate. You get what I'm saying? Like, example, I understood everybody in the league got to wait till Giannis signed before people start making moves. Like, right? Like, that's a move that
didn't wait was Minnesota, right? With Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle. And that's something that they had to do regardless.
Yeah, regardless. That decision was already made.
Yeah. So like that is, and again, there's certain decisions with the Pelicans that you probably just gotta make for yourself. Yeah. So it's kind of like when they just, you know, okay, now we waiting on Brian to decide, and then you trying to see if Kuminga strike out or if these players strike out. It's like, at what point are you gonna be the captain of your own fate? Unless what you're saying is you deciding that fuck it, we running it back. Because we talk all the time about, and I'll pass it back to you, but like we talk all the time, if there are certain moves that if they wanted to make, they could make right now. And it's like if you are going to make a move, let's say hypothetically, even if you don't agree with it, let's say Miles Turner is the move. Like they could probably do Miles Turner right now. They could probably do Sabonis right now. What's the fuck? Like, why not just go get it done so they could just start building chemistry and stuff like that with whoever? So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Initially, I was just like, I understand the patience. And at the same time, now I'm like stop letting motherfuckers dictate like what you do. So that's kind of where I'm at.
No, you know what? And I agree with you. Shout out to J Dog. Shout out to Zilla. I'm gonna start your question, Zilla, because we're gonna trend to talk about Will Guillory and some of the other national media soon. Shout out to Zilla. Appreciate your question, bro. Well, and shout out to everybody being, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We appreciate y'all being in here with us. I agree with you from the standpoint of you can't continue to let other people set the tone and affect your decision making. I also think it's like with just looking at everything holistically, like you just presented, I could see a medium there. Like last offseason, you got in kind of late. I get it. Well, what up with your King Cole? You got in kind of late. You were hired late. You hired Troy Weaver. You moving fast, and some might say you made a couple of mistakes. One being the Indiana Pacers trade, which I initially wasn't a fan of, and the other being, I'm not saying drafting Derek Queen was a mistake. I'm saying that trade, in hindsight, my preference would be not to do that. Right. Yeah. So that affected.
It didn't matter who they drafted for you. It was just
I didn't give a fuck.
The move in general.
Yeah, to me, I didn't give a fuck who you drafted. In this regard, right? Unless you're about to get the number one pick, which you no.
Unless you about to package both of them and go up and get somebody.
Dylan.
That's what now initially when they made the move, we was like, fuck it. If you about to go up and go get
Dylan,
get Dylan, it's
Let's
like,
do it.
yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
So that of course didn't happen.
Right.
So here we are in this offseason. I don't think the Jordan Poole trade was a mistake personally, because I think you're just in the same position you was in with him as an expiring, and you got Sadiq Bey, you got Micah Peavy, what have you. But I think your sense of urgency last season was so heightened compared to what appears to be your sense of urgency now. It seems a little bit conflicting to people, and this is stuff I'm talking like when I talk to people who like kind of in the building, they be like, I don't know how you could drop your nuts and go get Derek, but you ain't dropping your nuts to go do this, this, and this. And it's like, well,
yeah.
And the benefit of hindsight, like maybe we rushed some of the deals last season. Like people compare, like for example, at the beginning of free agency, if Sabonis was going for like an unprotected first in a swap, there's no way he's going for that now.
No, like absolutely not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or even like Kuminga, if Kuminga wanted $25 million and the Lakers just signed Matisse Thybulle.
Yes.
And that's why I always say them 3-and-D dudes are always available, bro. Matisse Thybulle and Zion Williams, and now you're like, bro, there's almost nowhere that has the money to get you. It would have to be a sign and trade,
bro. Yeah.
And if you're Atlanta, it's like, do I even really want to do a sign and trade? It's probably not. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna force you to come back.
Yeah, I can almost be like, hey, you want this $6 million I got for you? Like, so there's some benefit to waiting out the market. Again, Peyton Watson, still a free agent. Ben Mathurin, restricted free agent. Kuminga, Cam Thomas. Like a lot of people, you like, damn, nobody signed Nick Richards yet. Nobody signed such and such yet. What the fuck going on? So there is some of that out there, right? And you still got guys that can help you along the perimeter for cheap, like a guy like Amir Coffey. I can see some of these dudes playing on 10-day contracts the way things seem to be going.
Bro,
teams like the Lakers teams like the Lakers got 16 players. Milwaukee has too many players. Memphis has too many players. So there's going to be some guys that end up getting cut or waived, and you're going to have
ACP.
You're going to have some solid people available. So that does make it interesting from the standpoint, if you're just saying, look, if I could do a sign and trade and give up an asset, or I can just wait and see, and if this guy becomes available, I could just sign him off the street. That would be my preference, I think. And I'm not speaking for the front office, but I do understand that line of thinking. I know with the Ja Morant shit, a lot of people around the league kind of thought Ja was gonna get bought out, and they would just have a chance at him in free agency. Yeah, and then Nike stepped in and like, nah, come on, we need you in Portland. Like,
we're gonna get that money. We're gonna get that money
from some very good people. I heard this from some good people.
Come on home.
Come on home, brother. We need you. So. Yeah, I understand, both sides of the coin. Like at this point, just looking at the field and the people available, do you believe that they just need to say, all right, look, if you're running the lion's share of this roster back, go sign Nick Richards or go trade for Gafford, do whatever you're going to do now and give yourself more time to make the additional move. Because you need to make at least 2 moves to be real. So would you just rather them go knock one out now just to get the ball rolling? Or would you come like September, if they was able to just go hit the double in September, would you be like, all right, cool, we waited till September, but you got it done? Or would you be like, nah, fuck that, do it now. Let's get it over with.
So this is where I'm torn at. Because I'm torn because if let's say
no, we're not saying that, Jeremy. We're not saying that.
Like turning color.
Shout out to Gafford. Yeah, I'm about to say you're like yellow as a motherfucker.
I like that bit. I don't know that bit.
Interrogation.
I don't know what's going on. That bit was. I think that bit was flashing and whatnot when I turned it on. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, might have to. I don't know.
You good? You good? I'll turn that bitch off if I was you.
That bitch gonna be super dog. I'll be in that bitch. You heard me, fucking no picks after dog in this. But dog, I'll be honest. So I'm torn, to be honest, because part of me is saying, depending on what the move is, right?
Right.
Like there is going to come a point where the closer you get to the season, players' values is coming down more and more, right? So like there is the value of fuck that. I'm gonna wait him out, and I might be able to get Kuminga for that $8 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that $8 million might be
$8.
You get what I'm saying? Like that. So you be like, shit, I got a hot 8 for you, and then it's kind of like,
what you trying to do?
What you right?
Right.
So, but you talk a lot about sometimes you can overplay your hand. Absolutely. And then you can sit in the or somebody, let's say you got a deal already on the table, and then somebody say, well, fuck it, you talking about waiting till September, somebody jump you in August, and now you sitting there like, you know, you could be sitting there stuck. Now again, with that line of thinking, you got to be comfortable running it back if that's the scenario that you're gonna be in. But I'm part of me is like now saying make a move now, because it allows your team to get more comfortable with the idea of who's going to be around, as opposed to, let's say the season start in October, right? We make a move in September. Now, granted, everybody, professionals, don't none of this matter, but if you trade for Miles Turner in September, now we got to do a whole bunch of adjustment. He might not have as much time knowing what Mosley want to do to get himself situated. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the thing about LaMelo deal happening so early with Ant is he got the whole summer to go work with Ant. To figure out, so you could try your best to hit the ground running. Same thing with the Lakers. The Lakers made all their deals early, and now it's like, look, this is our team. This is what we got. Right. We got all summer to try and figure out how we gonna work. JJ, you got a whole summer to figure out how you gonna use your weapons and whatnot. That's the only part where I'm torn at, to where like, unless you making no moves, right? Like, let's say they all in and like, fuck it, we running it back. Okay, I guess. But if you're going to do something, I almost would prefer you do it now. Yeah. That way you could kind of like give like if you go swing for Sabonis, Mosley probably like, I ain't think I was gonna have this changes. Right. Almost like that level. Levine, Michael Porter Jr., all of these players change a little bit of like my starting lineup, my rotation.
Everything,
like, So now I need more time to figure that out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you from that standpoint. It's like you gotta get to a point where it addresses at least one of the needs. Now, it's incredibly difficult to address multiple needs at one time in one off season, especially when you got, you know, originally I was going to title this episode "Who's Holding the Pelicans Back," right? Like which contracts and which players are holding it back. But I don't think that's necessarily fair. But what I will say is, I do think, like, hit this fucked up. Everyone knows you need a big man, right? Yes. The shooting is, man, whatever, right? But you should address that as well. But everyone knows you need a big man. So of course, when you're negotiating, people are gonna come at you like, "Look, I need like 10 mil. You need a big man desperately." Whereas, like, if you press the Chua, if I'm coming to the Pelicans, no, you're going to pay me to start because you need a starting caliber big man. Whereas if I go to the Kings, they got Maxime Renard, they got Sabonis, they got guys ahead of me in the pecking order. Whereas if I come to the Pelicans, I am going to ask for the premium contract and package because you're going to be asking more of me as a rotational player. Like I probably could come start for y'all. If I'm Kuminga, if Kuminga want 20 million, right? And he like, well, whoever I go to, like if I go to the Pelicans, I need 20 million. Like I need about 20-25 million from y'all because I'm a start. Whereas if I go to the Knicks, I'm like, I'll probably take about 10 because I'm probably coming over the
rotational.
I'm a rotational guy. So I do understand it from that standpoint. And I do understand, like, if you're waiting out agents and you're waiting out the market, where guys just spend all their money and it's down to you and a couple other teams. And like I mentioned before, there's a ton of like talented players left available. Yes. I'm actually surprised that there's this many
definitely
right now.
More. It's definitely more players than I thought would have been available at this point of free agency, to be honest. I thought Peyton Watson would have been sorted. I thought Ben Mathurin would have been sorted.
I thought
those two enduring to a degree. I thought the way they do enduring Cole is fucking cold.
Yeah, they fucking over Duran though. I ain't gonna lie. See, this is why. And you know what's funny? See, it's gonna be interesting to see how they navigate that situation because now you're in a position to where if you're Duran and you like, all right, y'all gonna pay me no matter what. I'm gonna be locked up for like the next 4 or 5 years. After I get this money, I don't care. I don't care what happens. Yeah. Right. And that's a dangerous game to play because we've seen it happen with several restricted free agents. Eric Gordon, DeAndre Ayton, couple other guys where just like when they make it known, yo, I didn't want to be here. You're keeping me here. I'm trying to go on about my business. Right. and you don't want to pay me what I feel like I'm worth. Ooh. Now, how do you return to the locker room at that
I'm point? I can't. I can't, but like,
I mean, you're a professional, but it's like clearly there's going to be a strain on some of the relationships there.
This shit is exactly what Ayton and Phoenix went through. This is the exact same scenario.
Yep.
To be honest, the only difference is, to my knowledge, is that Duran don't have that. Like Monty just was like fuck Ayton basically. He was,
yeah.
The bigger staff don't seem like he out on Duran like that. So I don't know what they do, but it's a cold world out there. It's a cold world, bro.
I just feel like the Pelicans are in a position where, look, bro, you gotta show some sign of good faith. As far as like, you have to at least address one of the needs. I do think they were probably setting themselves up to move on from one of the wings had they, because you're not going to sacrifice your final roster spot to sign Zion Williams.
You can't though.
You wouldn't have done that. So clearly, you would have done that with the intent of moving one or two of your guys, maybe to address the center position. But my thing is, you can still go address the center position and then figure out the wing situation afterwards. Because again, there's a bunch of rotational guys left. Like Zion Williams, he's a cool, solid player. It's not like great, but is there like a huge gap between Zion Williams and like Amir Coffey? No, not really. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Is there a huge gap between Zion Williams and Bryce McGowan at this point? Not really. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you could consolidate and just go address that center position, I think you do well as far as giving some hope and building up some goodwill with the fan base. Also, I'll say talent for talent up and down the roster. If you just look on paper, it's not a bad roster. You just got a gaping hole at center.
Yes,
you need some shooting. But otherwise, if you had Gafford, for example, who I'm not a big fan of, but if you had Gafford or Jared Allen or what have you, right? I think people would be like, still winning 40 games this year. Like, you know, it's
even with like a Miles Turner type move.
Miles,
even if you did it with Miles, it's just kind of like, and I'm not the biggest fan of bringing Miles Turner in, but it's kind of, I guess it depends on what we gave up to get Miles Turner as well. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, so like you're like, unless you truly believe you about to compete with what you have, which is not impossible because you've done it before. You've also been terrible.
Yeah, you've also been terrible more recently than you've been good.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you have some. This team is different than the teams that Willie first started coaching with, right? Like Brandon's no longer here.
Brandon's gone.
This team is completely different than JV. So the team is completely different than those teams. At the same time, it's kind of like there's a different version of talent. Like DeJounte is here now, and then Poole is here, and Sadiq Bey is here, and then Trey is a better version of himself, and Poole. So like it's still a talented team. Is just more like you have more unknown, and then more recently, like you can't lean on what you've been recently.
I think the two major things missing from like to your point, and Matt Ryan didn't play in every game, but when he did play, he was exquisite.
Yes.
Right. And Jordan Hawkins had a solid season. And you think about Herb Jones shot 40% from beyond arc that season. You had Trey Murphy, you had the luxury of him coming off the bench that season. Zion played nearly 70 games, Brandon played like 60 plus games. So you had a lot of depth on that roster. So, but the two biggest missing pieces to me that we've seen evidence of, and you look at roster construction now, is you don't have a Matt Ryan and you don't have a Jonas Valanciunas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a solid but not spectacular big man, even if he wasn't like in a traditional sense, like a rim deterrent or nothing like that, but a guy who can average double-digit rebounds, give you some advantage in the post or in the paint rather, set solid screens, people would be much more confident. But the fact that we're not at that point right now, I think that lends to a ton of the questions. Y'all arguing in the chat. they argue. That's why I'm looking like, what the fuck going on in the chat?
Yeah, but bro, I'm like, they discussing the GMs.
The roster days. So what's another topic that you want to delve into, bro? Because I think some people are interested in talking about some of the things with Will Guillory before we get back into the roster construction.
Yeah.
So, do you want to speak about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I find that so. I do want to kind of talk about the media, the New Orleans media in general, right? Like over the last couple of years, you've seen Christian Clark leave, who was, I thought Christian Clark did a really good job of covering the team.
Christian was good.
Very detailed, asked a lot of good questions. You saw Dodson leave, who used to cover the team a little bit. You've seen Will Guillory leave the team. Even like, so it's like the bigger people like Christian Clark, and even like the lower, I don't want to say lower tier, but like the social media, the more social media like people, we see them leaving as well. So it's just kind of.
I'm sorry, Nick has a Pelican show. It's called it's the Rattler Brothers. What's it called again? The New Orleans basketball.
Is that his show, the Rattler Brothers? Yeah. Is that Nick Underhill's people?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, shout out to them.
Yeah, make sure you go support them brothers as well. Shout out to Nick Underhill. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. I apologize.
And you good, but it's just more like now the media space for New Orleans is becoming more, for lack of a better term, opinionated. Right, like
versus reporting,
versus the reporting, and maybe the building likes it that way. But again, even you, shout out to you, was doing your thing for Bleacher Report, and then it's like once the team is less interesting, Bleacher Report don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, just kind of.
I'll definitely get into that because I think like you hit the nail on the head with that. But go ahead, my bad.
So it's just as your team becomes less interesting, Zion is less interesting. Mm-hmm. Not saying him specifically, because he's still maybe the only polarizing figure that you have on the team.
Yeah.
Other than that, nobody else has any true star power. We might like Trey, but Trey don't have star power either. You know what I mean? Like LaMelo Ball's a motherfucking star. Like Trey's a good player that people want. Zion is like a polarizing figure. So with that, nobody don't really care about the team. So with that being the case, you see all of these people that spend time and effort for, written media and covering the team and putting out reports and stuff like that, like not giving a fuck. Or I don't want to say that like the reporters don't care, but like the outlets don't care to cover the team at all. I just think it's kind of unfortunate. And I don't know honestly if it's one of those things. Obviously, if you're good, people will cover you, but it's kind of like I really don't know where we stand with it, to be honest.
I felt like in several different medias and platforms, I feel like a lot of people for years now, like industries have begun leaving New Orleans. Like you even seen, whatever. Shout out to the home Louisiana gal in the building. What's the deal? Like you've even seen at one point, it was like even now, since Essence has been purchased, there's been rumors of Essence leaving New Orleans potentially. You've seen concerts get canceled in the city. I think that has more to do with the market and I think it's a culmination of things. Shout out to the homie Zeke in the build. I think it has more to do. It's a culmination of things. One, print media is rapidly dying.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I'll say this: it's with the exception of the NFL and Nick Underhill, and like the NBA is totally different. NBA is totally different. So with the NBA, you know, the NBA, the fan base isn't as loyal, right? So if it's not coming from national media people, no one's going to buy anything behind a paywall, and that's because even now you got some links to where you can circumvent paywalls. I ain't gonna put the links out there because I don't want to encourage that, but you got links to where like, yo, if I don't have to pay for the Athletic, I'm not gonna pay for it. Like if I don't have to pay for this, I'm not gonna pay for it. Also, there's another thing where it's like, and I'm not saying this about anybody in particular, I'm just saying generally, you have to consistently be adding value to the team you're covering or to the fan base. Like, this is a very small market. So if you're not consistently adding value, then that's even going to encourage people less to pay for a subscription for an article behind a paywall. Like, Nick Underhill provides a ton of value covering the Saints. I'm talking about a ton of fucking value. Podcast, the behind the paywall thing provides a ton of value. That's not necessarily the case for like basketball, because like even myself, this is an opinion driven talking head content show. Neither one of us really write. So, and if we did, like, imagine if this entire show was behind a paywall. No one's gonna go behind the paywall for the Pelicans at this stage. Like, it just wouldn't happen. So I think that's another thing. And for, like you mentioned, Bleacher Report, I was saying this for a couple of years. When I talked to the people at Bleacher Report, right, they told me, they're like, look, bro, like on the real, this was, what was it, Super Bowl? This when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. They were like, Chad, we want you to go down there and set up like the boot thing for the Super Bowl. And I was like not really. Like at this point, the Pelicans, like what? The Pelicans terrible. I'm like, I'm not flying down there for that, bro. I got a prior engagement. It's like, all right, we understand. And talking to them again, it's just like, bro, on the real, it's like we can't justify having a bunch of like creators in different markets versus having one Jake Fisher just covering everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it makes total sense. Like, talk about Andrew Lopez when he left ESPN. And I think people try to target it like I am him, but you're not saying it. People try to frame it like it's a New Orleans thing in particular. And it's like, no, Zach Lowe was fired too. Like a lot of these like marketplaces,
a lot of the people
and certain like forms of media, it's just not, I ain't gonna say it's not relevant, but it's just, it's not, the juice ain't worth the squeeze no more carrying that type of payroll into 2026, 2027. That's just not, you know, what's popping no more. Everybody's consolidating.
Especially when, in our case, for this team specifically, you trying to keep as much information to yourself as possible anyway. So like, there, it's not like we in a situation where the organization is actively trying to get out information to people and just like and letting you know, hey, like if they were like a, you know, we do want you know, we want Mosley to do more interviews, or we want our players to be more accessible, and they were allowing your players, or bro, we went like 2 years with these motherfuckers not even doing post-game interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like just like those things don't even matter. So it's just kind of like, if they trying to keep it to themselves, it's gonna be hard from a media like aspect to have a fucking 21 and then a 26 win team. Just not, you know what I'm saying? Like just that's not interesting. That's not projected to win. Your rookies, even though we like our rookies, right? It's not like you got Cooper Flag. That's just supposed to be.
And even then, it was like,
All right.
It ain't Luka. Like
yeah.
Because isn't so much shit. Like, shout out to Christian Clark. Christian Clark was here. Then he went to cover the Dallas Mavericks, and they immediately traded Luka. So and now it's like, well, you got the number 1 pick, so that's something. But it's like it's hard to cover bad teams, especially if you are not adding like a ton of value. And it's hard to write for things that are behind paywalls, or just generally speaking, it's tough, bro.
Yeah,
like it's tough. I've seen ESPN when they were here. I've seen a million podcasts come and go. Pelicans podcast, and do I want to diss this motherfucker? Nah, I don't give no shine. I don't give this bitch no shine.
You had to have the conversation real quick with yourself.
I'm trying to think.
You trying to turn over a new leaf a little bit?
Nah, I ain't turning over a new leaf about it. I just don't want to give him no type of shine. He's a bitch. That's Justin Pop. Justin love these bitch ass niggas. Man, fuck that dude. And that's why his podcast bump. You bitch, you. Not talking about Justin. This somebody else. But anyway,
they must know who they are.
Yeah, they know who they are if they got Wi-Fi. But anyway, yeah, man. So the Pelicans gonna be straight. Look, L here. Check out Pels in the Blender. Check out the Rattler brothers. Check out Chris Conley.
They got some good people. They got great people coming to the team.
So he in great hands. So, and I want to encourage all y'all out there who write, man, put that motherfucking pen to paper. We've had Chris Lambert come on. He writes for the Pelicans Debrief. There's a lot of people out here still doing that thing. So make sure y'all support the journalists out there that do go out there and produce, man. Shout out to the homie Dakari in the building. Look, we're gonna play a quick commercial. We're gonna come out on the other side and talk about some more basketball stuff and roster construction and some of the things that we've heard behind the scenes. And shout out to all y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button while we play this quick commercial.
Zion against Julius, attacks in the paint, got the lay-in and a foul. Pelicans by 1. Kind of discards Julius a little bit when he.
Boy, if I was Rudy Gobert, I'd be trying to kill Zion. I ain't gonna lie. Son. If Zion be busting Rudy Gobert ass.
That dude really good, bro.
He good. He just gotta stay on the court, man. Get that usage up, keep producing. Look, he drove right, beat Julius Randle off the dribble, went right into Rudy Gobert's chest, and Rudy's scared of that. I'm not talking about him. Not him, Clarence. Not him. This dude is this motherfucker is defunct. I shouldn't even brought him up. I'm talking about a ghost. Really. Not Jake. But so look let me
ask you this before we transition. Do you seen the pictures of Zion?
Yes.
You want to discuss that real quick before we go into?
Yeah, man. I want to give a special shout out to his videographer. I'm gonna find that name. I don't have it queued up right now, but I'm definitely gonna find your name, bro, and shout you out. I want to give a really special shout out to Chris Crisp, who's been doing incredible PR for Zion. Bro. Now I'm sure he's not doing it like from the standpoint of I'm doing PR. You feel me?
Yes.
But he absolutely showing love and putting Zion out there in a positive light. And I'm like this, bro. I talked to Chris about this before on the show, if I'm not mistaken. I was just like, bro, it gets to a point where it's nothing you can do, right? So you just gotta keep locking, do your thing, and let the results speak for themselves. And I think they are definitely taking that approach.
Yep.
But so he looked like he in great shape. I see him working out damn near every single day. Yep. And the part that kind of annoyed me a little bit is I'm like, nobody want to talk about bro showing up like doing things for the kids and his charitable efforts. You know what I'm saying? I know we of course care about the product on the court, but I think the comments I saw surrounding that, and I'm sure people ain't mean no harm. We just getting our jokes off. Some of the comments surrounding that photo is like, oh, here go this shit again, da da da. And it's like, I understand that, but at the same time, you see them kids and how excited the kids are, and I just
that's Zion Williamson, like know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand it. What did you think of the photos?
Honestly, I like
shout out to the girl.
I like the newer version I like the confidence, right? I like
that boy
confidence.
would have never won no tank top.
This dude
never
been. This offseason, this is the most you've seen him shirt off, and you know, like it arms out, multiple times, like showing videos of himself moving, doing stuff, knowing because sometimes you get the still shot, right? You might get the photo, and then you got to try and make or whatever you can make for it. But like you see him at Summer League, he look okay. It's like every time you see him, he's looking better and better. But the thing is, it's not just about like him being in shape. Him being in shape is a culmination of like the last couple seasons, right? Like the 49 win season after they had the embarrassing in-season tournament, right?
Them boys was stoned.
No, they was Zion ass. It was Zion ass up, bro.
Oh my god!
But after that, right, you started seeing the transformation of him starting to take his physical appearance and stuff serious. Then,
so
like, and then it's just been putting it together, like getting the right people around you, getting the right like. So I kind of see you can see the steps of it kind of coming together. It's just finally looking like they able to you know, like he's finally got the right people around him. And shout out to Chris, he's not afraid to document what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, we gonna show our work. So no matter what happened, you know what you can't say? What you've been doing. Like you see what we've been doing.
And I'm gonna tell you this, Chris ain't no motherfucking chump in that gym neither. Like
that's a
Chris
big dude.
Chris about to been in the gym too, and Chris ain't no motherfucking yes man. I'll say that. And I think also it's like, look, bro, criticism is fair because people have been disappointed in the past, and at the end of the day, what matters the most is what happens on the court.
Yeah,
but I also think it's like I can't live in the past. Like, right? Yeah. I have to project some type of, I don't even want to say optimism. I'll say realism. I have to project some type of realism as we move forward. The fact of the matter is, motherfucker playing some games last year, had a low usage, but he still put up quality numbers. He's going to be on the team moving forward. So hopefully everything comes together this offseason. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Yeah, shout out to this guy. Real shout out. Michael McNamara. Shout out to Michael McNamara.
Whoa.
The OGs, legends, great writer, incredible writer. You want to talk about guys who used to like write for the team and really put that pen to pad. Mike was one of the originals in the building. But you know, I got beef with Mike because Mike has spawned. And this is me saying this. You know what? I'm gonna just do this. Because I don't want L none of this. Mike, you know, I fuck with you, but you done spawned a lot of bad Pelicans content people, Mike. I'm just keeping it real. You spawned quite a few, Mike, and I'm gonna say that, y'all. But shout out to Michael McNamara. But go ahead, Al. My bad.
My thing is, I understand the past. I understand the history. I understand all of that and the frustration. 100%. I 100% get it. At the same time, at some point, we as people, right? And this is for anybody and everybody. At some point, you make a decision on yourself to start being better than, you know, whatever your past was, right? Yeah. Like, and you one step at a time, and you dedicate yourself to whatever it is moving forward. And me as a person, though, I hope for the best for everybody, right? Yeah. Like I hope everybody reaches their. And no, you don't even have to be like a peak or whatever, but like you just try to be the best version of yourself. I can't be upset or just be like looking down or be like like disappointed because this man decided now to be in the best shape of his life. It's like, so like, what if he didn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if he didn't? Then what? You know, that would be one of the issues. Like, to me, I just look at it as like, bro, it's never too late for you to continue to be the better version of yourself or seek out the best versions of yourself. And you could still have, for a lot of people talk about this year 8. Well, yeah, but year 8 now, how early these dudes come into the league is completely different than year 8 for like a guy that came into the league at 22, 23. You get what I'm saying? Like with Zion,
that's 20. He just turned 26 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like realistic, like a lot of players don't really even hit their primes until, and I'm like, bro, like you're not really hitting your prime until 28, 29, something like that. Like when the mental meets the physical and whatnot. Does Zion have some things that he needs to do? Of course. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, and as much as the physical is there, I'm hoping his game makes a similar type of transformation as well, right? Like if you see all of that, like if the game has caught up or progressed to the point where it matches the progression we see in the physical, like in how he is in stature, that don't mean that you're gonna win 40, 50 games. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But fuck, who knows what the best version of Zion would look like for this team. So that's just kind of where I'm at, bro. I'm just always hoping for people to be the best versions of themselves, and you can't be mad at a motherfucker for waiting out, like for just deciding to get his life together when you still 25, 26.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I don't care when I get my reparations.
Yeah,
I want them.
Yeah,
but I want him. but and I'll say this too. He is working on some things with his game. I know for us the jump shot, of course, we all hoping to see it. We all hoping to see him lock in for the entire season as far as perimeter defense and things of that nature. As well as some of the other guys. I'm sure the other guys are putting in work. You saw Derek Queen working on his pull-up jumper. Trey's been working on strength and conditioning. And I talked to my partner today, dog. Trey be locked in. Like for us working, I'll say for us working on his game.
Yeah,
Trey ain't shy about showing his work. He's working out with Chet, working out with some other good people. You know what I'm saying? Been putting the work in all off season, as well as doing some promotional things for his media and things of that nature. And I want to transition to this for a quick second. I don't want to give this person a ton of time, but I feel like I got to address it. So the fact that people actually taking what Solomon Hill had to say into consideration was mind-boggling to me. I remember, before I started covering the team, bro, I was a real deal Pelicans fan. Now I'm just a fake fan, like DeJounte say, because it's hard to be a fan of the team with DeJounte. But I was a real deal fan, dog. Solomon Hill, for the people that don't know, Solomon Hill used to go on Twitter and brag about robbing the Pelicans for that contract. He used to brag about it. Like, that's why I got this money. Solomon Hill was fucking awful, right? Man, was terrible, right? And I'm not saying that two things can be true and it discounts his criticism of the organization. But, bro, you're talking about two regimes prior, right? You're talking about two regimes prior. And you were a part of the fucking problem. You were awful. He's the second or third worst free agent acquisition in Pelicans history. It's like it might be James Posey, maybe Amir Ashik, and you might could put Devontae Graham. So
I don't blame Devontae.
I don't blame Devontae. I'm just mad you had to trade the picks to move him. But I'll also say this, dog, because this kind of go over some people's head. The Pelicans had the fourth pick.
Yeah.
So whoever you wanted, whether it be Garland or DeAndre Hunter, whoever, right? Whoever the fuck you wanted.
Yep.
You had to attach the fourth pick to Solomon Hill to move Solomon Hill, right? To draft fucking Jackson Hayes at 8 and to kill Alexander Walker at 17. You still paying for that mistake to this day.
Yeah.
Garland, the two-time All-Star, right? You still, not saying that they would have even drafted Garland.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you move into a new regime, you kind of got to pay for the last regime mistakes. Of course,
as we seeing right now.
Dale Dills gave Solomon Hill that contract. Man, Solomon Hill was awful. Then the nail in the coffin, nigga end up getting hurt.
Yeah.
Nigga end up getting hurt.
Wouldn't even worry about coming back.
Man.
See, my thing about people like Solomon Hill, and you do a good job of this too. So shout out to you for this.
I appreciate
we got a whole like players accountable as well. Like this the thing about Boogie, right? This the thing about Boogie. Boogie might talk shit about the organization,
but he was
but that motherfucker was hooping.
He was
like he was balling. It's
he was an all-star here.
Yes, bro. He was like you could like I understand Boogie like gripes with not getting his money, right? I get it. Like I understand him being like the Pels organization, blah blah blah. But when that motherfucker was on the court, you can't say nothing. This dude was like 30, 20, like 30 and 20s, triple-double threats, like still clearly maybe the best 5 in the game at the time. Like that's the run where you was like, hey, dog, we got a shot. So if Boogie say something, you can listen to what Boogie say. Even if you don't agree with it, even like, but okay. See people like Solomon Hill, you can't give Solomon Hill no love, dog. You wasn't like, you ain't, even if the organization was bad, it's like, motherfucker, you was terrible too. It ain't like they held you back. Because I would understand also if you left, let's say you left and then went on.
You went somewhere else and been cold.
Yeah, you went somewhere else and been great. No, that was pretty much the end.
We was the last people you robbed, bro. Have some empathy.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's just kind of like people like Solomon Hill. It's like, oh, go kick rocks, bro. Because I don't know Solomon Hill personally or nothing like that. But
we're not talking about person. We're talking about the player.
When you decide to talk about the organization, like the organization, and even if it's true, you was just as bad as the organization. Like that's where I'm at. Like if Drew Holiday never said nothing negative about the organization, right? Yeah. Shout out to Drew.
I don't think he could.
Not
show them like major love.
Yeah, like that. And that's another thing too. Like two things can be true. Two things can be true for people. Facts, dropping them poor ass stats, man. So it's just kind of like Drew Holiday's experience in New Orleans is probably a completely different experience than Solomon Hill experience. So maybe it was on you.
I just think that, like, again, this front office has made its own mistakes. Front office inherited quite a few mistakes, but I don't like jumping on the bandwagon for the sake of jumping on the bandwagon. Like, I'm not going to attack a motherfucker because it's the cool thing to do. I think people kind of rallied, and some was calling Solomon Hill out, but I think some people kind of rallied behind Solomon Hill's his comments because it was like
rallying cry. Baby.
Yeah, because it was like, all right, we don't fuck with the front office neither. We don't fuck with Gayle neither. And look, I'm not a fan of like the ownership like that. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with the front office, but come on, man. Like, if we gonna keep it $1, I'm not letting the nigga that robbed me tell me about my security system and how bad my security system is. It's like, okay, but you robbed me. That's the thing.
And just because somebody a professional player, just because they played,
right,
don't mean shit. Like they you know what I mean? Like just because he played, don't necessarily make him any different than anybody else. That
we got eyes, motherfucker.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, bro. Come on,
like
bro.
to for example, this is like an extreme.
That's a good question, Spectacular.
Draymond getting to the point.
Draymond, wow.
Well, Steve, like he that came out was like, listen, Steve was like, bro, it's getting hard to defend you publicly. And he don't defend me. Like at some point, like you gotta be like Draymond, you gotta, like everybody can see Draymond gotta chill a little bit. You don't think we can tell Solomon Hill, who ain't been relevant for I don't know how long, who ain't done nothing, don't have nothing. He ain't got the resume of Draymond. Man, if you don't go sit down somewhere, like why? And that's the last. I'll get off the soapbox.
You good?
Nah, I'm so mad though that role players here got so much power and say so though. Like role players got way. Bro. We fall like. Listen, man, I like her. I personally don't have an issue with her. I know I talk about her game and shit like that.
Yeah, we're talking about just the player though.
Yeah, but like for Herb Jones to have a day and like. You know what I'm saying? Like legitimate Herb Jones day. And it's like, dog, Herb Jones is at like even at that time, at best was like the 7th best player on the team. How the fuck Herb Jones got a day? So it's certain stuff like that, bro. We value role players way too much here.
It's one of those things, bro. The way I just feel like organizationally they do have to grow, and sometimes, like much with Zion, some of the criticism is fair because it's like, bro, people are asking you to do basketball related things, asking you to be in shape, asking you to now injuries you can't necessarily prevent if they're freak accidents, but asking you to stay in shape, asking you to add to your game, those are straight up basketball related criticisms, and I think that's absolutely fair game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It even like, so organizationally, if people are asking you, some of the amenities need to be better, some of the the mistakes need to be cleaned up, some of the mistakes with the media need to be cleaned up, all fair game. Yes. But at the same time, it is like no, come on, bro. Like, it's certain shit just it need to stay on the cutting room floor. Like, but that's I'll get off my soapbox about it.
From a signing news, one of my
I'm about to tell you, I was like, gotta break it to him. Jet Howard got
I've been talking about Jet Howard.
And he's on a two-way. Yeah, like the media they post last year interview with Corey.
Oh my God, bro! Listen, when I said that had me so mad, though, so mad, bro. I'm sitting up because I like covering the games and stuff like that, right? And I'm glad I didn't cover that game. I'm glad I didn't stream or whatnot for that game. So I'm waiting on the game. And shout out to Mike, man. Mike said the clip. He was like, I said, dog, Corey Brewer's still on the team. I'm like, I could have sworn we let Corey Brewer go. What you call it? I was thinking that too, man. Tyler Smith.
Hold on, I'm gonna look him up. I'm not super familiar.
I like Tyler Smith when he was coming out. He went on the G League Ignite. He played. He on his 3rd team, and
he just got waived today.
Yeah, Jet Howard took his two-way.
Boy, I was so confused just now because the Dallas Cowboys got a guard named Tyler Smith, and they both play in Dallas.
Offensive lineman.
I was like, how the fuck is this dude in the NBA looking like nigga offensive lineman? I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, listen, shout out to Ken in the chat, man. That's the type of shit that we'll do, bro. So D can have a 2 good seasons in a row. They'll be like, oh yeah, bro, it's Bay Day. It's Bay, like February something, it'd be Bay Day in the in New Orleans. Something like that, though.
The last motherfucker that deserved the day in Louisiana was Tracy Porter.
Yeah, Drew Brees. Drew Brees deserves a motherfucking day. Give Garrett Hartley a day.
Yeah,
you know who? I don't know if they got a day or not, man. Your boy, what's your boy, man? Shout out to respect to him and his family. Your boy that suffered the ALS, man, that blocked the punt.
Oh, Chris Johnson.
Gleason.
Stephen Gleason. I'm thinking about Chris Johnson because he
just recently got it. But like, if you give Gleason a day, I ain't mad with you giving Gleason a day, something like that. Block the punt, reopening of the dome, like that's a momentous
thing.
Yeah.
Yo, can you remind the people for one moment why the dome was closed in the first place?
Oh, Hurricane Katrina, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Straight up, like, this is a true story. And
bro, we had people, and I had fam in the dome, bro. Had fam in the dome. Like, shout out to my cousin, them. Y'all know who y'all love, bro. My cousin was in the dome, bro. Couldn't get out the city. Shit was crazy. Wild in the dome.
Niggas say
y'all know.
Niggas say they won't. I ain't never letting this die down. I don't care. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that motherfucking like button. We got some more Zion footage for y'all, courtesy of Chris. For the people who want to see Zion working on that jump shot, working on his perimeter defense, I'm sure he'll be asked in some situations to pick up full court, kind of like we saw in the summer league and what we saw Anthony Black do during his time in Orlando. So we'll look at that. I want to say this, Zion. You got to go in your dunk bag. You got to go in your dunk bag and pull a different dunk or two out. Pull a different dunk or two out. But that's encouraging. I want to get into what you find encouraging about that. Now, shout out to Louisiana gal. She mentioned y'all overreacting on the Corey Brewer clip. It was a scheduled post. The intern that scheduled it selected 2026 instead of 2025. I think it's a culmination of things. I say that because I know people were upset that they misspelled Derek Queen's name in one of the things recently. So I'm just like, now I have heard this. Like, I want they got a person that would help them out a lot if they hired this person, but they ain't gonna listen to me because they don't like me in that building. But they I would say it's just so many things. It's a revolving door. It's a revolving door of interns, bro. Like, it's a revolving door of a lot of people not even, they're not from the city. They're not necessarily familiar with some of the players, and it's been some tough media stuff happening. So I think the Corey Brewer thing, which is probably the nail in the coffin for some people.
I just personally, this is how I feel. In the grand scheme, it's not a big deal. For me, again, you know how I am. Everything matters, right?
Right.
I'm a everything matters kind of guy. If I'm trying to rebuild.
I'm laughing at the comment. My cat motherfucker. You wasn't even in you ain't even go to Bridge City or nothing. You talking about man? Come on, son. Go ahead, my bad.
Nah, no, you good. That's just why, everything matters. So it's just kind of like we got to have the outrage of the people. Like, I can understand if they did it and then check, and then after was like, oh shit, or you drop the post and then immediately be like, oh, I accidentally. You know what I'm saying? You ain't checking your own post. So no, dog. You run $1 billion organization. Some mistakes cost people millions of dollars. Say again, we talked about the DeAndre Jordan situation, and there was reasons that they gave DeAndre Jordan the second year. But hypothetically, that is also a move that could potentially cost you millions of dollars. It's just all of it's just everything, bro. I just personally feel like when it's like if Mosley with his players, we can't skip steps. With the media team, you can't skip steps. With every version of the organization can't skip steps. So whoever that intern was, I ain't saying you need to be motherfucking fired, but maybe dog. Maybe you just look like a joke when that type of shit happens.
I remember last season when DeJounte first came back, and I don't blame the media team for this because the nigga barely played. So it was instead of DeJounte Murray, they put Javonte Green in the title.
Yeah,
and it was just y'all got your aunties. Y'all got your aunties mixed up, but fuck it. Look, my thing is this, bro.
Louisiana girl, he could go too.
Say the media falls under Greg Bensel, though he responds that reports directly to Gail. I heard some interesting things about old Greg, man.
Greg Bensel better get his shit together. He better get his people together. This is unacceptable. They making Greg look bad, and then in turn making Gail look bad.
You know what's fucked up? Because it's all gonna fall back on the front office. Louisiana Gail, quoting that that is under Bensel particularly. I'm sure no one knew that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's it fall on him and he report to Gail, and I'm sure Lauscher somewhere in the mix, but it's everybody look at the Pelicans. And now when you got you got Joe hey, I'm the Pelicans guy. It's Joe, why don't you fix this? It's fucked up, but it is what it is.
And then somebody just had to make the call too. Somebody had to be hey, y'all see this shit on what you call it? We fired this guy months ago. Oh shit. I don't know. Why y'all still had that video?
I'm laughing because look, they shout to Spectacular. Zion will play in the preseason. He always plays in the preseason. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Hakeem Baptiste. He said the incorporation of the jumper in game time is all I'm concerned about. Problem is we've seen 8 years of no incorporation of jumper. Now I wanted to address the 8-year thing as well, right? I wanted to address the 8-year thing as well. Zion has been a professional for 8 years. Zion has played for 8 years. Now that's another thing. Like Zion missed portion of the rookie season because of there's a lot of shit. Some shit is privileged information that I can't share. So there was some shit that happened with that third season, missed the entire season. Fourth season, tears his hamstring.
30 games.
30 games. Fifth season, was that the 49 win season?
I think it's the 49 win season.
Right, gets hurt in the play-in, misses a portion of the season prior, and last season he plays the whole game. So motherfucker really played about 5.5 seasons.
5 seasons worth.
Yeah, but at this point, it's no excuse. We're here now. So now you have to incorporate it. One game I like to point to, and I would like to see this version of Zion consistently through the season, is if you go back to that Phoenix Suns game, not the dunk game. Whoa, what's happening with you already? Shout out to you.
The one on that 4-game trip at
the end. 4-game trip, 5 blocks.
None at all. 27, I think it was like 27, 10, and triple-double, almost a triple-double game.
Like
throwing KD shit against the glass. Dog, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Bro. Now
I'm sorry to cut you off. No, bro, you know what I like when Zion is like feeling like himself? He bullies the better players in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like if you, I don't know if you was about to show that clip or not, but when he throwing blocking Kevin Durant shit, like in the Laker play-in, truck sticking LeBron, blocking LeBron shit. Like when you see your guy, like it's different to cross a player over. I'm talking about doing physically dominating stuff to the best players in the league. That's when you like when Ant dunk on dunk on start, like when Ja used to dunk on star big men, you just be like, all right, dog, our guy is the guy. That's what I want to see from Z moving forward. I'm sorry, I got excited.
No, you good. You good.
Z go.
That little man out the way.
So the thing is, we're just looking for consistency, and really from across the board. Shout out to Jamal Mosley. I do think it's some things he can implement to help the team across the board, but the corrections are still the corrections as far as roster construction. Man, we gotta address the big man position. We got to address some three-point shooting. What do you think the next move is, seeing as how there's so many guys still available right now in the free agency? Some, of course, are going to be on the trade block like Daniel Gafford. Let's talk about Daniel Gafford a little bit.
Okay.
Now, you know I'm not a fan of the contract.
Okay. What you got, 4 for 20 or something like that? It's 4 for like 20 or something like that?
Yeah, it's
I can't do Daniel Gafford. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, but here's the thing: it's like you might be in a position where it's like, is this or the field? And my question is starting to be, well, is the field that bad? Because like that,
you rather have Gafford or Turner?
I'd probably rather have Nick Richards. and I say that only because, like, to me, even with this deal, potentially, I'm going into next offseason saying, all right, I survived. Now I got to go find me a starting caliber center. Now, depending on what you give up for this is good tradable salary. You know what I'm saying? Next year be $18 million. For him as a fringe starter, that's a drop in the bucket for Daniel Gafford, especially at that position. So I ain't tripping, like, you know what I'm saying?
Would you do her for Gafford?
Yeah. So I can get off the contract. They the same age, too. It's another thing. Like, people think Herb like 22 or something.
Herb like 28, huh?
Yeah, Herb 28 years old. So, and looking at his numbers, like his rebounding per game last year, he averaged 6.9. Now, take into account that they split a lot of the time in Dallas.
Well, Lively was hurt most of the
Anthony Davis, though. Anthony Davis, some of the other guys.
He missed a lot of time too. Now.
Yeah, and prior to that, they were spending time. You talk about that championship year. Was that 23? Championship year, if I'm not mistaken. He was traded. Yeah, because he was traded from Washington, if I'm not mistaken. So, he would help you certainly. Like, he's had some games where he
could dominate the boards.
Yeah, he dominate the boards. But
he finishes around the rim. I'll say that if he get that bitch close to the rim, more than likely it's a dunk. Yeah, it's just not him and Lively. I so wish we had a player that just like ran the pick and roll and like was great with like throwing lobs because
throwing lobs,
because Luka that championship year, him and Kyrie ran that pick and roll with Lively and Gafford and got so many easy buckets, bro. Them dudes just all they did was catch lobs and dunk the ball.
Do you feel
that
like
was it.
DeJounte could be a viable lob thrower in this scenario?
If he chooses to. If he commits to it as opposed to like looking to score, then yes, I think so.
Okay.
That's my main concern with DeJounte this year.
Sarah than Messi and Gafford. Yeah, I fuck with Messi. Do you think?
But you would have Messi in addition to Gafford? It's not just Messi over Gafford.
See, that's the thing too. Like, because I believe I know you're a little lower on Messi than myself. Mm-hmm. I believe Messi could be a Gafford tier player.
Yeah. So I'm not lower on Messi in the sense of saying he can't be good. I'm saying I don't think he's like
a bona fide.
Yeah. That's all. Like I think he could be a starting five. I'll be honest. I think he could be a starting five, but I think Nick Richards could be a starting five. I think like Mark. Can Messi be Mark Williams? I think Mark Williams has a higher ceiling. No, I think Mark has a significantly higher ceiling.
You know what? I think the talent and pedigree is there for Mark, but what I will say is Mark probably lived up to that draft status about 5-6 games in Charlotte. Like just a stretch of time in Charlotte. Hopefully he don't start now living up to that shit. But I think he could have those moments. Like this guy, you know.
We see it from time to time. Like we see time to time in the season to get you 18 and something, you know what I mean? 18 and something. Like he have his moments, but also we don't have nobody that, in my opinion, we don't have nobody that maximizes what Eves does well. Like Eves runs the floor, and I think he's not the greatest screener, but I think he can really catch lives, run the floor, and like I don't think we just have somebody to fully take advantage of his vertical athleticism. So who knows?
Yeah, I think he said you gotta bring the Todd Greaves by the team shirts. Yeah, I do have those shirts. I gotta put them motherfuckers back out there. I think they might still be on the site. Yeah, I think Messi, that's a good point. Shout out to homie Ryan. I do think Messi could be a Nick Claxton type player if he continues to trend upwards. Gafford, again, his contract's not bad. Again, looking at the numbers. I hope they're not looking for no significant pick compensation, because I think at this point Gafford is like a top 20 protected first type player, maybe a second or two type player, especially if you're getting hurt. If you're getting hurt, you're probably not getting any pick compensation. Nah. So if you look at his numbers again, averaged about 4 defensive rebounds the last 3 seasons, 5 before that, little under 7 total the last 3 seasons, which isn't bad for a rotational big if you're only going to be playing them 21 to 25 minutes. Let's say if he's splitting minutes with Eve at center, you're talking about, again, something about this number, like 21 to 25 minutes. I think it's a very solid rotation. And to me, all you need is solid.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not asking him to be great. I'm more concerned about his health, I guess, because, you know, he only playing 50-something games a season the last couple seasons. He hasn't played a full season in a while, but so
that's been my question as well. It's funny you pointed that out. I'm sorry to cut you off, but if we look at the last 2 seasons in particular, I wonder how much of that is tanking, right? Because they traded Luka, and then last season it was just like whatever.
You got 2 seasons of just not really worrying about it. Yeah, that's a good point.
So you went from 72 games, 78 games, 74 games. Is that 74
that's the championship
games? Yeah, championship year. You combine Washington, Dallas. I think that's 74 games as well. So 72, 78, 74, 74. Well, fuck, it's right here. So 72, 78, 74 games, and then it went down to 57, 55. I do think a lot of that probably has to do with tanking.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, actually, because I always, when you look at like games played for certain players, it's kind of like people forget, and you just look at the numbers and forget the context of what happened during those seasons of why the games played were what they were. So I absolutely agree with that's a really good point. That's a nod in his
Well,
you know what I mean, to his cap. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if you combined Misi's projection with Miles Turner, right? And the only reason I'm asking about Miles is because Miles, Gafford seem like the most available type centers that you would have to trade for, I guess. Like, can you think
Miles is available?
I think anybody on the Bucks is available, to be honest. Like, not the rookies, obviously, not the rookies, but I think anybody on the Bucks, maybe not Rollins. I think they probably keep Rollins, but other than that, I think when you in the situation that they're in, I think anybody on the Bucks could be had for the right situation. But I'm just thinking about like centers, I guess, that's available via trade that like would be an easy center to get, right? Like I would probably put Wendell Carter in that criteria with them, like in that category with them. But I don't know if Orlando's.
I feel like he's not available only because they in a bad. They gotta make a move, bro. They're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot.
Listen,
because they in a fucked up spot on the real. My bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you good. But like that's another reason why I'm like, what do you do with Wendell? Like, I don't know what they decide to do because I'm targeting Franz if possible. Like, I'm trying to go extract Franz off that team some kind of way. And like, if you really trying to make a move, because that's another thing I was doing, looking at players that's like players that are unexpected. Like Bane was an unexpected move that Orlando put. It was like fucking Desmond Bane. I ain't see that one, but it's like, ooh, that's a really nice player, a really nice piece. I'm wondering if the Pelicans I was looking at that, like, is there a move like that out there for us that was kind of like, look, it might not be a center, it might not even be truly shooting, but it makes you better. So it's either like the centers, and then I'm like, all right, so I keep coming back to the same players. That's the part that's frustrating. You keep coming back to the same players all the time, like Gafford, Lively if he's healthy, Miles Turner if he's available, Wendell Carter, but I don't know if they're going to actually move him. For those kinds of players, those centers specifically, do you think like Miles and Eves, do you think that makes you how much better do you think that kind of move makes you?
I think it's worth like hypothetically speaking, if I see the roster as is, if I'm just talking about internal growth and the addition of Mosley get you to roughly 36 wins. I think the addition of Miles Turner and Eve, if he continues to trend upwards, could get you closer to 40, maybe like 41, 42 wins. And I think you would get, if you get the solid version of Miles, because Miles not a bad player. He's just not spectacular. Like he has moments where you're like, this motherfucker's good. But it's like, I think it'll get you closer to about 40 plus wins. Yo, I want to shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I want to play a quick clip, and then we're going to come back and continue this conversation. I just want y'all to hit that like button as we play this clip. I finally got the clip that we were talking about earlier.
Advantage inside of 5. Sees 15-footer. Got it! I love it! That's big. When did we see that?
That was a confident fucking shot,
bro. He had that last
Ivory in the building. Our dog IC. What up, IC?
That last Peyton Watson is another one of those players too. Like that last stretch of games for Zion with no Brandon, bro, and he had. See, this is the thing about Z too. This is the thing about Z, and this is why I had to give Willie Green credit. There's stretches in the season when Brandon was out and Willie was just like, fuck it, Zion, go be Zion. When it was the 1 seed, it was just like, all right, Z, go hoop. The rest of that 49 win season, when they found their rhythm, it was just like, all right, Z, go do whatever you want to do. And like you see Zion start being that kind of guy. Even in the playing game, Zion, like last season, Zion, you saw him be, to me, was again, usage and all of that, but was the most passive I've seen that dude like ever in his career. To the point where I'm just like, dog, he don't have 1A. Like, fuck the game aspect of it. His game might not be a 1A game, but I didn't think the mentality was there because of how passive he was in certain situations. See, that dog, Zion in a playing shot 27 times, though. Thank you. He shot 27 times, bro.
The thing,
no threes.
And that's the thing with man, 40 ball. Yeah, this man they destroyed LeBron them. That's the thing to me that it's like Zion is like, can you do it for an extended period of time? Like, can you put the team on your back for 10 games? Can you put the team on your back for 15 games? Like, you know, and that's some significant wear and tear. It is fair to say that, well, this type of athlete, this is a very unique type of athlete. So it's like, we don't know if that's possible with this type of athlete. Speaking with Chris, he said one of the most important things that pertains to Zion or just any athlete is recovery. So if they can master the recovery, master some of those things, maybe we'd see a more dominant trend of performances for more games in a row. But to digress a little bit back to Miles Turner, depending on the cost, I'm like, it would have to be DeJounte, dog. Like that's because I'm like, I got a point guard. Because if you trade for Miles is your center for the next couple of years.
Yeah, Miles got like 4 years left on the deal.
Like he got a few years. So if you trade for Miles, and shout out to everybody in the building. I'm starting y'all questions. Nando, I started your questions spectacular. Also, we're gonna get to a lot of these questions during the start question segment. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So I'm just like, if bro my center for at least the next couple of years, at least the next 2 years, and DeJounte still on the books for next year, how in the fuck I'm about to, like, you know, how I'm gonna have bread next season? I need Cuz out of here, right? Because the thing with Jordan Poole is like, but Poole just falls off the books. Like that's the thing that's like, it fall off the books. Contract might be a little more attractive close to the deadline because now you're talking about a half a season versus an entire season. But to me, I feel like I'm helping you out if I trade you Jordan Poole for Miles, because you on the hook for Miles Turner. Yeah. And you got to decide if you're going to extend Tyler Hero. And pretty soon, Ware's contract, you got one more season of Ware before you got to make a decision on his extension. Yeah. So I'm like, man, you might have to pay me to take back Miles. At this point, if I'm giving you expiring salary, I might need some seconds. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would really give up anything of value for Miles at this stage. It's not a knock on Miles, but like to Nando's point, and I'll answer this just right now, I do believe that contract is a negative asset right now. But what I want to ask you, Alvin, is do you think with the premium being placed on big men, because we just saw it, we seeing it this offseason, motherfuckers looking for the Wemby matchup, and it's like, there is no Wemby. There's no Wemby matchup. Yeah. You just gotta attack him. You gotta make him work. Like, you know what I'm saying? So do you feel like the premium being placed on bigs might make Miles Turner more of a neutral asset? To a degree. The tough thing is I don't think the league views Miles as like a great. I don't want to say. I think the league just dislikes Miles totally. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't think Miles Turner just has the cachet, best reputation in the league for like his style of play or whatever. And like the shooting, like he's a good big, don't get me wrong, but like the shooting is inconsistent. Like he's a good shooting, very solid. Very solid. He's a good stretch big, but at the same time, it's kind of like and he's not bad. He's not bad defensively, but he's not really a rim protector. Right. You know what I mean? And he's not really a rebounder either. So it's kind of like you just like he's a jack of all trades, master of none type player. Yeah. So it's just kind of, I think it's tough
for players like him, I think now what teams would prefer is, I just think teams would prefer a player, and it might, like, especially from the big position, right, from the center position.
Yeah,
I need to know what you're gonna be able to do, right? Like I need to know that this dude is strong, can rebound the ball defensively and contest at the rim. He might not have to hit a three or whatever, but it's just kind of, that's what I think. Like, people just be from the center position. Like with Kessler, you just assume, I'm pretty sure people feel like Kessler at the end of the day, no matter what, is going to be able to rebound the ball and defend the rim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If
like,
nothing else.
If nothing else, he going to rebound and defend the rim.
If nothing else, he's going to give you 10 and 10, bro. Like,
yeah.
If nothing else, easy.
Yeah. So I think that's the issue with Miles. You just don't fully know
what you getting
from game to game. Like, and it's not like a situation where it's Karl Anthony Towns, where this motherfucker is like, Karl Anthony Towns is,
he just cold from behind the arc.
He's just elite level, but he just elite. Like, it's like, all right, he might not play in the post as much as we like, but Cat could go be the best shooter on the floor at a time. Right. Like, he could be the best player. Easily. Yeah, like, it's just it's different levels to that.
Like, shout to Ivy. I don't think Yohan Berger is available.
That ain't going nowhere. Fuck no.
Yeah, he might start alongside Rudy at points this year, especially if they're looking for. I think they over exaggerating saying they're looking for that type of power forward. I think they're looking for like an offensive driven power forward personally versus someone like that. But looking at Miles Turner numbers, Miles Turner played that motherfucker play. I'll give him that. He played in over 70 games. Yeah, he played in over 70 games 3 years in a row. Played a little under 27 minutes last season. Only took 9 shots a game. So you like, yeah, fuck it. Right? Only took 9 shots a game. Was 44% from the field.
I like that he shoot almost 6 threes. He shot 5 almost 6 threes a game. I do like that.
So if you only took 9 shots and 5.5 of them bitches was from behind the arc, you are exclusively a stretch. Like, so average 4 defensive rebounds. That's about as much as Daniel Gafford. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a person who has watched a ton of Miles Turner. But the fact that he takes so many shots from behind the arc, so many of his shots from behind the arc, that tells me you spend a lot of your time outside of the paint as a big man. So that would explain the lack of offensive rebounds. Because if he was less of a stretch 5, he might average close to 7 or 8 rebounds.
See, this is just looking at that. This is the thing that had me concerned to a degree about Miles. In those last couple years in Indy, where you see the 18, 17, 15 points and 7 rebounds, essentially he's like an 18 and 7 kind of guy, right? Somewhere in there. But the pace that Indiana played in the style of offense that they ran is just kind of like, I don't think we're going to play that kind of style for him to be able to get those.
We don't have that type of point guard.
Yeah, to get those kinds of opportunities.
Until Fears come to,
and he's still not going to be Halliburton.
Like,
that's a different style that's a completely different style of player. So I'm just wondering for like 26 mil. That's a great point. Miles was telling everything. Miles went on. He was talking about Giannis was late for the plane, and man, we was on the runway for about 2-3 hours. Bobby Portis had to come back and be like, "We don't do none of that. None of that's true." So that's a great point, man. I don't know, but from the player standpoint, I just don't. I'm torn. I'd rather have Sabonis, I think. But the issue with Sabonis is $45 million, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's where the pros and cons come into the equation, right? Sabonis is $45 million. Miles,
2-year deal.
But 2-year deal. So next year is his final year. Miles has an additional 2 years after this year. So it's kind of tough because you won't have that large expiring $29 million player option. He's picking that money up. So it's like it's tough. I'd rather have another reasonably priced big and just have a big by committee approach. Not saying that you can't do that with Miles, but I just think that
if you keep it Miles, if your big is Miles, Misi, Carlo, Queen, it's not a bad rotation.
Yeah, it's not a bad until you say the third name. It's not like a bad, center rotation. I don't want to see Queen with no minutes after 5. I ain't gonna hold you, but yeah, to me that's a solid big rotation. Misi,
let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. My thought process on like roster building is acquire quality talent, right? Like if you acquired Miles Turner for DeJounte, right? Would you look at that as just kind of like, all right, we got a good player on the roster for extended, like not extended, but like we got control of a good piece on the team?
Yeah, I would love that deal. I would love that deal. I'm with it. Like not just because of this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Straight up, like this is a true story. And
niggas just lie for no reason. Like I can appreciate a good lie, but for no reason. But anyway, so I would do the deal because I feel like at this point it would be a lateral move. Because the last 2 times it wasn't like prior to the injury, DeJounte was just lighting the fucking world on fire. He's been bad when he has played the last 2 seasons. So it's like this addresses more of a position of need for me. If I'm gonna have Zion as a ball handler, if I'm gonna have Fears as a ball handler, Jordan Poole as a ball handler, it kind of gets to the point where I'm like, I
need to eliminate somebody.
Yeah, like I can do without another like significant on-ball handler, like a guy who spends the lion's share of his time operating on ball. I could kind of do without. And shit, if I was to bring in, let's say Buffkin as a backup point guard, or just any veteran backup point guard to make up the difference, and I'm giving Fears 28 minutes this year, boy, 30 minutes. You ready? We going.
I will say I like the idea of because what I would do is I think if you did that, right? Let's say you moved DeJounte for Turner and inserted Fears into the lineup now moving forward. I think you could truly target another, like, because you still got her, but you could truly target another either 2 or another wing.
You can go get a real perimeter guy, and it would save you a couple bucks because DeJounte making a little over 30 this year. Miles making 26 this year. It would save you, like, hypothetically speaking, if I'm not mistaken, if DeJounte is making 30 this year, I think it's either 30 or 32.
32.
So
32 mil.
If he's making 32, and hypothetically speaking, I was able to do this deal just straight up, like DeJounte for Miles. If I was able to do that, and I was able to save an additional $6 million, right?
Yeah.
Well, it would be probably like close to $5 million. I'll save an additional $5 million. That would put me at maybe around close to 9, 8 right now. So that would put me at what, 13 million, and I can still waive Hawkins if I wanted to. But if that was at 13 million, I could go get that to Kuminga. I could just trade her, and I have more tax room to bring back more salary. If I was to trade her in his 15 million and bring back 17 million, it wouldn't affect me tax wise. So there's a lot of benefits to doing that, and I just don't really see the upside with DeJounte at this point. Shout out to Sam Kim. I think that's a trending joke online. Like a lot of people are joking online saying this guy grew 2 inches over the all season. That's because
you saw the Cooper Flag wingspan grew 7'2" or something. I don't know. You still got to hoop at the end of the day. But I just think about like building out the roster. I'm like, bro, you have to because if you're not going to rebuild, how I view it is every season I'm trying to add a good player every season. Right? I felt like that's how the Knicks did it. If I'm not like the Knicks never truly went through a real rebuild, in my opinion. Like you got Brunson, and then it was like, all right,
my bad,
go ahead,
bro. Hold on 1 second. Yo, we got 85 people in the building. We only got 50 likes. Let's hit the like button, man. Let's take a moment, hit the like button. Let's get it up to at least 75 likes. You understand me? Shout out to everybody in the building. Look, I don't want to have to threaten y'all with this commercial. I don't want to play the commercial. So let's get it up to 75 likes. Shout out to everybody in the building. Go ahead, Al. My bad.
Oh, nah, you Gucci. I'm just thinking about like when certain teams are starting to make their ascent, you don't have to completely tear it down, right? Like
nah, not at all.
With the Knicks and what they did, the Knicks kind of, you got Brunson, and then they had RJ Barrett and Quickly, and then you turn RJ Barrett and Quickly into OG, and then you bring in a Josh Hart, but then you bring in Dante DiVincenzo, and then you had Julius Randle, who, you know what I mean, you gave some money to, then you turn Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo into Karl Anthony Towns. So it was just like consistently adding players every season. So like this season, if you added Miles Turner, right, and you look at, okay, next year we got Miles Turner, we're gonna get another draft pick. Can we Poole's money fall? If Poole doesn't have a good season, his money falls off the books. Can we turn Poole's money into, I don't know, like a quality wing player or another, you know what I mean? Or just another skill player. Like then you would start seeing the roster start take shape, and you're not technically in a situation where you're like, all right, we got to get rid of Zion. We got to get rid of Trey, because then you start looking at your roster like,
you know what's the funny thing about the point you just made? And shout out to everybody in the building, man. We up to 57 likes. Let's keep it going. The funny thing about the point you just made too is that if you're a team and you got a large expiring like a Jordan Poole, or you got a DeJounte Murray contract, do you know the player that the Pelicans should be targeting right now, or any team will be targeting right now in that position? Trey Murphy. That's the funny part, because that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, damn, who is that wing that's available? Nah, they got one guy that, can I say this? they got a former player that was with the team recently that allegedly wants to come back. But like when you just serve like canvas the league, you like, damn, who is that $30 million wing or perimeter player that's available or going to be available soon that I can give you some salary and picks for, be it expiring, soon. And it's like, damn, it seems like there's more big men right now, like a Sabonis, I guess you would say Levine, but like a Sabonis, like a Jared Allen, like some of those guys. It seems like they're more the ones available, unless you start looking at, all right, is Jamal Murray available? Is Aaron Gordon available? Is of course Cam Johnson? So there's like a couple of guys out there, but you're taking a risk with them. But it's like, it's crazy because I'm just thinking about it. Like, and we talked about this before. It's like, man, who the fuck out there? Like, that's the reason to me the Peyton Watson and Trey Murphy noise is as loud as it is, because they like the best wings that may be available out there. That's like young, probably going to be on reasonable contracts, and there's like less risk involved.
Like Jaden McDaniels not going to hit free agency, bro.
Yeah, like somebody like that probably is not.
Good players don't typically, like, good players typically don't in the new collective bargaining, like non-star NBA, like those players like don't get moved. Like talking about like Jaden McDaniels is not going to get moved. Like it's not as long as Minnesota is like contending. You know what I mean? Like as long, like if the Pelicans were contending, you just like you damn near couldn't move Trey Murphy with the kind of deal that he's on for the skill set.
Yeah, and like us talking this out and actually verbalizing it, it's like, you know what? I do want 3-4 fucking picks, because who else you about to go get? Who else you about to go get? Nah, it ain't Najee. It ain't Najee. It's now I ain't gonna lie, boy. If this player and DeJounte was on the team, I'm finding another motherfucking team. I'm exclusively covering the big three. This gonna be a big three and wrestling channel. But shout out, but shout out to everybody. I want to add this as well. I'm dropping this link, man. Shout out to the homie Cullen, friend of the show, man. Look, I just posted his link in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all go holler at him and check out another Pelicans podcast. It's 504 Sports Nest, and of course, go make sure y'all subscribe to Pels in the Blender and hit that like button. But yeah, bro, like on a real, it's like if it ain't Watson, like you don't see people beating down the door for Ben Mathurin right now. I'm sure Kuminga doesn't have a large market as well as we've seen. So because I'm sure the Hawks they tried to trade him before. Yes. They're like, well, fuck. All right. So if you're the Pelicans, or if you're an outside team right now and you was like, I'm looking for the best wing available in this price range, and it's like everything.
It's Trey Murphy.
It's Trey Murphy, bro. It's Trey Murphy and or Peyton Watson. So if you're the Pelicans, you like, unless he absolutely won out, I can't do it. I just can't do it because I can't get the value for him right now, especially considering what's available in the market. Because I don't think Ant gonna be available no time soon unless something crazy happens.
No, not to mention he your best, like on a team with the lack of shooting. He's the best. He is second best player
right now. Yeah,
like,
he's second best player.
Like
unless Fears take a major step,
bro. Not just Fears though. Like Fears got to take a step.
Mario
got to take a step.
I forgot how to say this man's name. I ain't say this man's name in so long. Mario Hezonja. I forgot how to say his name.
I saw him trying to come back to the NBA.
He trying to come back to the NBA. Dude used to be cold. I ain't gonna lie. And he in the picture with DeAndre Jordan. I totally forgot DeAndre Jordan played for the Knicks.
Bro, listen, I would love to bring Peyton Watson onto for example, I would be willing. I'm the kind of player right now when we talk about just adding good players. Like if I could get Peyton Watson on a similar to Trey Murphy type deal, you know what I'm saying? I would, like for the next 4 years or something like that, I would do it. I would do it
that deal.
Just to be like, all right, so now I got, because it's probably not going to cost me what? It's not going to cost me Z or Trey, right? So if I got, it's not going to cost you Trey. Because we just talked about why we can't do it.
No, well, I'll say this. I'll tell you what I've heard, right? Say what I've heard. Shout out to my dog. Allegedly, I heard that they sniffed around the Peyton Watson situation, and Denver kind of like, we ain't gotta do shit either. Yeah. So we want what you want for Trey.
Now
or we want Trey. So what you want?
Now this the thing. This the difference. Denver gotta do something.
Well,
they ain't gotta do shit, but this the problem with Denver. Y'all just was a first round. Y'all just was a first round elimination, though, and not a competitive first round elimination.
But Peyton was hurt, and Aaron was hurt. Jamal Murray just had a great season.
Yep.
They've added a lot of depth pieces. You got Trevon Brazile now. You got Marvin Bagley now. Jokic is Jokic. So you effectively replace MPJ. Cam Johnson, still Cam Johnson. He falls off the books next year. And you look, them escaping the tax just ain't gonna happen.
No.
But you got to the deadline to trim some more of the fat. Maybe Christian Bond. Maybe Christian Bond has a bounce back year. He was hurt too. Reportedly had a calf injury. Like they still in like good position. But
they're not a bad team.
But they're not a bad team at all. But it's like, boy, that's a lot of motherfucking money on that repeater tax bill.
So this is the thing with Denver. And Denver's not a bad team. But I personally don't think the coach is good. But
I don't like that dude.
Yeah, I don't think the coach is good. But even before all of that, and maybe Peyton Watson wasn't like really like really was impactful because he hadn't really got opportunity to truly play or nothing like that yet. So
not prior to that, yeah.
So you still gotta wait and see. But
I think he had a hamstring injury. He had a bad hamstring injury.
But who you if in the series right now, let's say Denver bring Peyton Watson back and they run it up.
They 100% healthy?
100% healthy. You got them getting out of the West?
Yeah, I think they could bust a few people ass. I think Denver.
No
I think because you know I'm a person who like it's all about the matchup, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
them beat Minnesota is dead.
Well, I ain't even. Why you say that though?
Because they ain't beat Minnesota. You done lost to Minnesota the last 2-3 seasons.
I gotta see how LaMelo look in Minnesota. I ain't gonna lie, like because I just gotta see it to like really believe it's gonna work. But I think they could beat Minnesota. I think the only team I give a clear advantage over Denver in the West right now, if they're 100% healthy, is probably OKC.
I'm not sold on Denver like that.
And maybe San Antonio. I only say that because I'm like, y'all got a lot of depth in the front court. Cam Johnson still Cam Johnson. Jokic still Jokic.
Who do they have in the front court? You talking about Bagley and Gordon?
Bagley, still got Aaron Gordon, Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring Watson back, you got Watson, you got Cam Johnson. Like that's a lot of talent, and that's a lot of guys that played together for a long time. If Christian Bond returns to form, like that's a very solid. Well, it's not solid. It's a good depth team.
It's a good team.
But it's like as compared to some of the other teams in the West, you like, well, you ain't really got no depth. Like the Spurs got depth, the Lakers don't have depth. Right, so it's like the Lakers top heavy. Some of the other teams got depth to me, and the matchup just makes sense. Like I think in a physical series with how the Spurs try to like how they think they want to play. Man, they couldn't fuck with Denver. Like, for us, like a big motherfucker like that.
I got Denver as like a second round, though.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on the matchup, right? Because honestly, I think Minnesota should have beat San Antonio.
Like I think if they was healthy, they would.
Yeah, if they was healthy. But I think if Denver was healthy, I think they would have beat, even though Minnesota was hurt as well. I think if Denver was healthy, I think they might have beat Minnesota this year. Just because I respect Cat more than Randall right now.
If Randall wasn't, I think
Randall was awful, dog. Like,
Randall,
he was
they
abysmal.
Now listen, Denver had some significant injuries, but what Jaden McDaniels was doing to Murray, bro, just
But see, here's the thing though. You make an excellent point. My thing with Jaden McDaniels is like, I don't know if I believe it. I think you might have had.
He been doing it.
No. What I mean is like, I'm like
his history tracking right now though.
Yeah, like I'll say the last couple seasons he been. No, I meant for us like, can I count on Jokic choking in the postseason versus McDaniels just busting ass in the post? Like what's dude name, bro? Ayo dropped 40. And I like Ayo, but God, like so many things went right in that series for many, despite all the fucked up injuries because they lost Dante. But now we had Nas Reed gone too. I just thought about that.
I just got Ant though. I just got Ant over Joker.
And the motherfucker and a dog to me.
Like
and my
Joker
favorite player in the league right now.
Son, this is the thing that's crazy.
I like the Thibault pickup as well. That's a good pickup for the Lakers.
As great as Denver, I don't want to say is. But when Joker ascended, right, their franchise has reached a level of consistency. The issue that I have with them, other than the year where they were just the best team all season, right? That the year they won the championship, they was the best team all season. They got years of disappointment, like just not.
When they won, they lost. Like
that was like 4 years ago. They won it the year before Boston won theirs.
See, I think,
and then if you track the years before that, like if you just look at their history, they got the conference finals where they got swept. I think did they get swept by the Lakers in the bubble? So they got like the conference finals against like in the bubble, and then they got the finals that they won. Other than that, it's just like
I don't really count the bubble, but I get what you're saying. But see, the thing is, like, we can say that about OKC too, to a degree, because like you just went to 7 and you damn. So like, because this is Denver the last few years. They lost in the first round this year, right? Conference finals. Oh, I'm sorry, they made it to the semis before that. Conference semis before that, won the finals. Before that, they lost in the first round. Semis, lost in the Western Conference Finals semis. Really, losing Mike Malone has been the big drop off, and of course, the injuries too, because this 2 postseasons in a row that Aaron Gordon hasn't been healthy. But it's like but we could say, like, if we look at what's homie, man, Chet shit the bed this year. OKC the year before that, y'all won, but it went to 7. The year before that, y'all was disappointing. Spurs, y'all shit the bed this year. Y'all might not go back to the finals. Who knows?
Yeah.
No, Minnesota.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anything can happen. That's why I just think, like,
I'm just not putting my money on them.
Yeah, I would say I think they got, with the way the league is right now, they got, I would say, a top 3 chance to make it out the West, because I just don't believe in the Lakers. I just don't believe in the Lakers, just because I don't think they have.
I just think you need a second, but for the
Lakers, they don't have a second guy to me.
Your second player can't be Austin Reeves, in my opinion, unless he about to come out and look completely different, which I don't think so. But I mean, you never know; it could be wrong.
You never know;
it could be wrong.
But it's like we talk about with other guys, right? Like
Luka, that cold. I know that.
Yeah, Luka, motherfucking monster. But it's like we talk about with other guys. It's like, what would change with Austin Reeves? Like, he's already a great passer, solid shooter, good player. It's like
he just got to be more efficient.
Yeah, and
more efficient.
He could defend. He could defend better. But it's like, what realistically would, I think, like, to them, Walker Kessler got to turn into Rudy Gobert.
Oof.
If he turned into like if he just an all defense first player, they could do something.
Motherfucker, if he wet from that, if he could do that and knock down that 3 ball consistently, I think.
Who you talking about? Walker Kessler?
Yeah, he can shoot the 3 a little bit.
He can shoot from the corner a little bit. I don't know if the volume gonna be there, but shit, they might make him.
They're gonna give him the opportunity. He's the 3rd person in the big 3.
I think if I'm any team in the West, I'm not tripping on playing them in the playoffs. I'll be like, what? I'm about to kill Luka and Austin. It's gonna be interesting to see. Bayou say, Chaz, does the No Pick Show have an X handle to shout out? Oh no, I don't have an X handle, bro. It's just my personal. I think Elvin is the same as well. Right?
The personal.
So shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We about to play a quick commercial, and then we're gonna get to the star questions and get out of here, man. Right now, we sitting at 64 likes. We got 90 people in the building. Let's get it to at least 75 likes. Play this quick commercial, and y'all holler back at us.
The New Orleans Pelicans will have a 15-man roster this year. Hi, I'm Jack Mattersnott, potential member of the media, filling in for Cheddar Chaz here on this special edition of the Locked In Podcast. Locked In Podcast, coming to you 7 days a week. No one else is wasting your time like this. No hot takes or drama or entertaining trade ideas or information about how the team can get better. Just bullshit. Water is wet. A pig is pork. Houston got the hose. Jose is from New York. Today.
All right. We back. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, indeed, man. Houston, hey, boy.
If you could get one player right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would it be? 9-star player, obviously. Like a
9-star. Does Sabonis count as a star?
I don't think Sabonis counts as a star.
It
could be Watson or any of them. Like it could.
Oh, if it could be any of them. Oh,
it could be like because there's realistic pathways that you doing it.
I think it'd be tough to get Watson, but if I could get any, it had to be a big. If I get one guy right now, it'd probably be Sabonis.
Who's the one big? The one like if you could like bigs around the league for you, right? Not fucking Wemby, obviously, and I know you know that, but that's more so for the like who would be the ideal? This is my future big moving forward. Because I think the thing with Sabonis is even if you got Sabonis, I don't know if you're talking about keeping Sabonis beyond his contract or you would. So who would your guy be?
I like Joanne Barringer a lot. Like if it can be, but if it can be anybody,
yeah.
If Jared Allen was healthy, like consistently healthy, bro. Jared Allen to me checks every single box because I don't care about shooting necessarily.
Yeah,
Jared Allen can screen, he can defend everywhere on the court, he can rebound. Like he's just a fucking animal, though. Like, but he always hurt. Like he just always fucking hurt.
Do his physicality bother you? Because he have some fucking soft moments, bro.
He does, but I think one thing I've noticed in the postseason. You got regular season players and you got guys that those postseason risers. I think some guys just aren't postseason risers. Now, he had a couple good games this last postseason. He was dealing with injury again. But I think some guys just aren't postseason risers. Like, so if it was a situation where, like, Jared Allen, a beast, during the regular season, but now we get to the postseason, we got to find a workaround for this guy.
Yeah.
He's just not balling out right now. I'm comfortable with that. Because I know in the regular season, dude just fucking incredible when healthy. Like,
is this salary based?
Nah, I mean, because I'm thinking about really like guys who just check every box, who like below that star level, that unobtainable level. Because like I like Klingon, but Klingon, I think those guys are easier to play off the court. Like those big bruising centers, I think you could kind of like get them off the court in the pick and roll and just do certain things.
I need some athleticism.
Where that's why I say Jared Allen have an athlete too, but like where does not battle tested enough for me as far as like in the season just yet. Talent wise, he checks every box as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, like,
what about Duran? What you think of Duran?
Man. I'll say this.
Remove what you heard.
But see, the thing is, I can't because I heard like some crazy shit. But if I could just remove what I heard, it would still be no. The reason it would be no is because Duran's not a good defender. I think he's too small.
Rim protector. You put a lot of the defense on
I think it's systemic. Plus with Stewart and Asar and Holland, like I seen. To me, he's just too short. I think now you got guys that play small, but they gotta be like small ball five, like a Draymond. Draymond a dog.
Yeah, so
Tyler Murray Bowles is a fucking dog. Like you know, he's an animal. Duran kind of just like big swole nigga. Like he ain't really like in that postseason. Dog, when Carter Jr. not really a good player to me. Like he's an okay player. He just made you look so insignificant in the first round that it was like, and then you go into the second round and you play a team that just looks soft the entire postseason in Cleveland, and you still just a total non-factor. Like it's almost making me think you like, man, I got this motherfucking contract in the bag. I ain't even. Let me take the rest of this summer off, rest of this spring off, rest myself. But I can't fuck with Duran. I can't do it. If I could get Duran for DeJounte, I'd do it. Or for even for Poole, I'd do it. But then like I'm gonna take the chance. But I just
you don't believe in him long term being your guy, your future, the center.
I've seen it. I've seen it too many times.
Okay.
You only got that check? I was gone.
You're Duran a Kessler guy.
I'm going with Kessler. Now, here's the thing. I do think Kessler's overpaid. Totally overpaid. But the reason why I'm going with Kessler is because Kessler already does what I need him to do well. With Duran, I'm giving Duran this money with the anticipation that you're going to be my second best player because he had an incredible year. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, pretty soon, and you already see it now, it's like, can you add to your game a little bit? Can you add a little hook shot? Can you add a little this, a little that? And I'm gonna be constantly asking for more and more and take into account old boy going now, Isaiah Stewart. So it's like, are you ready? to be the anchor of our defense moving forward, like it's on you. You ready to be that defensive anchor in the front court and match up with Asar and them? I just don't know if I see it, son. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I just don't know if I see it. And I think he deserves his money personally.
Yeah,
I think bro earned that motherfucking money, and whatever happens, happens. But
what do you think of Asar?
Asar?
Alex Saw.
Alex Saw? I like Alex Saw.
I know that's not realistically on the table, but like
it's a Haitian every day. I like Alex Saw, bro. I think dude handle is nice. He got the jumper, he can rim defend, rebound. I like him a lot. Far as the guys who are actually obtainable, and there's always some out of left field motherfucker get traded. I just wish we wasn't desperate, because if we wasn't desperate, I wouldn't even really entertain a Gafford trade.
Would you give up picks for Chet? Like, how do you feel about Chet? Chet don't move you?
I need a real center. I need a motherfucker that I'm not. And shout out to Ron. And like a lot of people said this as well. It's just guys that I'm just like, if I get a Chet, if I get a Duran, if I get even Sabonis to an extent, it's like, all right, I got this motherfucker. Now all I need is a center to put next to him. Because like Chet, just like, while he's an incredible rim defender, he's not a strong rebounder. He just big tall.
Stretch the floor. He
can stretch the court. My thing is like, I'm just looking.
I don't really care for that.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a nigga to rebound. Can you rebound? Like that's it, bro. That's it. Like if Chet could have rebounded.
Who's the best rebounder center in the league? Joker, obviously. I think like Joker, Wemby, probably a good rebounder. Like Cat, I think he's a good rebounder.
Like to Chet credit, Chet a power forward, and Chet average. Well, he's with another big, and he averages 8.9 rebounds. That's not nothing to sneeze at. That's not nothing to sneeze at all. Motherfucker defensive. No, he's a hell of a player. I'm just like, but you play the 4. Now I still need a 5. Because like Andre Drummond averaged over 8 rebounds a game. So Joel Holmes is thing. So I'm just like, I want to get this nigga 50 million because I give you 40 million, 50 million. Then I gotta go get a center to put next to you. And I'm paying y'all combined probably like 60, 70 fucking $million. No,
I need center for the Pels might not be in the league, bro.
That's how I feel. I don't think the future long-term center. Steven Adams was really good.
If that player is not in the league, right?
Right.
Do you take like a Nick? Do you address the wing, like they maybe been doing? Like, do you say, all right, fuck that. I need Peyton Watson, or I need MPJ, or I need somebody like that, and then maybe this draft pick that you plan on getting next season, we going to draft the center.
You got to get at least a 1-year rental, because God forbid something happened to Eve. Like, you can't, like, you're not playing Derek or DeAndre at the 5 and doing nothing. Like just being real. Like, you're not playing
Eve injury. Like saying Eve's getting injured just immediately was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Like, Eve getting injured disrupts so much, because if you think Eve is a mediocre player, right? This everybody, like, we can all agree Eve like a rotational guy, middle of the road guy.
Yeah.
What's behind him in the depth chart? That shit is scary. So you gotta get at least one nigga that's like clearly belongs in the NBA, and that's why
Zubac would have been a good answer.
Zubac, Big Zoo. Now that's a guy to me.
Zoo a dog.
There's another player that came along slowly. And really
incrementally got better.
Yeah, and just consistently kept taking those steps. So shout out to him. Yeah, Khalil Webb can rebound, like, for sure. Like, to me, even if you had like Precious at the 4, I would be like, all right, it's gonna be tough. Precious, I'm gonna need you to come and you're gonna have to play some heavy minutes at the 5. But it's like, I just think it just ain't no world where like I just think the world don't exist where Derek's a good 5. And I just don't know. Like, and look, I like Marvel. I'm open to a lot of universes being out there. I don't think that one exists. So it's just gonna be tough to see. Because all I really care about is a nigga going out there. Can you go get me 7 boards? If you can go out there if you can get 7 and 7 as a rotational backup big, and Eve get you 9 and 9, man, that's some quality minutes from that center position. Yeah. Like, if y'all combining for 40 minutes or what have you, because there's probably gonna be some lineups where there's no center on the floor. Probably.
Yeah, of course.
But still, it's like, man, fuck all that. I need at least 16 combined rebounds from that center position, man. Nah.
Ooh, I'm interested. You know what I hope for? The worst combination of 4s and 5s in the league. I think I don't want to say in the league, but I gotta see how Derek looked I gotta see how Derek and Eves look this season before I say that. Like, I gotta give the benefit of the doubt to see how they play. And I like Carlo. I like Carlo a lot.
Yeah, Carlo. I fuss with Carlo. I
like
Diabate.
Yeah, I need to see.
They just gotta get stronger, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I ain't seen Carlo in a minute, so I don't know what he been doing. But if he come back looking like Laurie Markin, then I'm like, all right, cool. But if y'all gonna just stay like kind of
slender,
slender, then I like we need some strength and physicality. Just go get Nick Richards, son. I'd say this.
Mark Williams would have been ideal. I ain't gonna lie.
Who that? Mark Williams?
Yeah, I'd have took Mark Williams.
I'd have took Mark Williams. I thought he was gonna be healthy.
I took Mark Williams.
Yeah, I don't really care about.
You got to take chances, though.
Yeah, you got to. You got to take chances, bro. I wish we could have got Drummond or Mark Williams, because we also got to think about the screening aspect of it. Like, you need some motherfuckers that can set a good screen and free up your point guard, because it's going to be some short roll situations to where, like, you got Eve screening for DeJounte kick at the Eve, Zion crashing baseline. And it's like, if you ain't got a motherfucker that can really screen, then it's like, how are you gonna
have the whole offense be
just knocked off. So shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're gonna get the super chat. We're gonna get to the star questions to get y'all out of here. Zilla say, I don't know if this is top of the night, but y'all think national media exodus has an effect on teams staying in the city? No, I don't think it has an effect on the team staying in the city at all, truthfully.
Yeah, I don't think so, because a lot of other cities other than New Orleans are losing their media, their like local media presence.
Like the Ringer is kind of like that shit kind of over with.
Yeah. So,
I've seen a lot come and go, man. Grantland, the Ringer.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot more that come and go.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Shout out to the homie Michael Morgan, my dog, with the 5-piece. Appreciate you always, brother. Spectacular say, any way we can get Klingon? Nope. Close as you gonna get, bro. Close as you gonna get. I can't see it. Klingon at the state, I think, unless something crazy happen. L, would you trade Derek Queen and DeJounte for Sabonis?
No, I can't do both of those for Sabonis. Fuck no. I just think that's too much. That's just way too much value for Sabonis when they trying to give Sabonis away. Like, you could have Herb and DeJounte maybe. I feel like that could get that deal done, to be honest.
What do you think Derek Queen's trade value is right now? You think you could get a lottery first for Derek right now on the open market?
A lottery first for Derek? Mm-hmm. What you mean by lottery first?
Like, do you think think
top 16 pick?
Yeah, I forgot it went to 16 now.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think you get top 13?
In this draft class coming up, probably, because people don't expect it to be good. So probably so.
Okay. So shout out to the homie Uptown Kid 504. He say, how much or what kind of input do y'all think Jordan Dumas and Troy Weaver Jr. have?
You can answer that.
I think I know Jordan is working with Derek, as you've seen some of the posts on his Instagram page. I'm not sure about Troy's son, but I know Jordan. He has been there in Vegas, and he's pretty much been working with Derek as of late. Now I'm gonna say this: him working with Derek is a recent thing. He ain't like been working with him, so this is like a newer occurrence. I do believe that they have some input, that brain trust as a collective, but I think ultimately it boils down to Joe, Troy, and Amanda Green. But I do think Jordan and Troy Jr. have some like opinions. Their opinion is respected. Hakeem say, hypothetically, what would it take to get Kalkbrenner from Charlotte? Kalkbrenner. That's the guy who just lit us up in Summer League, huh?
I like Kalkbrenner too. I don't know, because Charlotte got some interesting some interesting big men. I like Diabate a lot, to be honest. I like Kalkbrenner too. I don't know what situation they in to where they looking to trade those dudes, because they in a rebuild situation too. I ain't gonna lie, I probably call for Nas Reed.
I'm about to say, I think you could get Nas Reed.
Yeah, you probably could get
probably
Nas
not
Reed
right
for
now.
something. But when the season start, that's gonna be one of those players where they're gonna try and like do something and get assets for.
I totally agree. I think this year Nas Reed is gonna kind of be viewed as kind of how people viewed Sadiq Bey with us last season, especially if Nas come out there and have a good season. Now Nas out there shooting 28% from the fucking threes, I know. But if he balls,
you know what I would consider if Fears is playing really, really well, and I don't know if Charlotte would do this, but if Fears is playing really well, I would consider moving DeJounte for Nas and start Nas at that 4.
How much Nas make?
25.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's a lot of money for Nas Reed. Yeah, I would do it. Sign me up.
Because then I mean, even if you unless you move like Herb and somebody else, but I don't know who else make like 9-10 million or something like that.
Yeah, to match the salary. To me, salary. It probably would have Nas make 23. Ugh. Fuck. It had to probably, if you keep Hawkins on the roster, which I hope they don't. But if it's like Hawkins and Herb get it done, that could get it done. Hawkins and Herb, maybe a protected.
I do that. Person. Hawkins and Herb, you put Nas at the 4, and then you got DeJounte. He got like 3 years left on this deal, I think.
That's good security for him.
If it's lottery protected, probably.
Because he's 27. Ooh, he got this year. Damn, that contract go to 2030. That's a hell of a contract. Shout out to his agent. So shout out to Nas Reed, man. Oh, my bad. I skipped one. My bad, Bayou. He say, y'all think DQ starts, or does he come off the bench as a 4 or 5? What do you expect from his year 2? I think he can actually be the rebounder we need. What do you think?
You want me to answer that? Because I know it's been well documented what you think. I don't think he starts. I do not think he starts from day one. So I do think he'll come off the bench as the 4 or 5. Honestly, bro, I think DQ gonna have a good season. Like, I think DQ gonna be like, if I project Fears production with minutes to jump up to somewhere around like 16, 17. I think DQ gonna go from like 11 to like maybe 14 and 8. 14 and 8 a game, something like that. Off the bench with 14 and 8. I think he'll be pretty productive off the bench in his minutes. He's gonna get every opportunity to play. So if off the bench he's like 14, 8, and 5, that's not bad, I don't think.
Yeah, that'd be good. To me, I think it might be a little lofty if he's coming off the bench. I just think that, like, I don't think he starts. I think he can have a very solid. I think his numbers could look like they looked last year, but be way more efficient. Like, if it's way more efficient, then like cool. Just gotta keep a strong motor.
I just think he get prioritized a little bit more this year. Again, my thought for him is allow him to run the second unit, right? Like him and Fizz, I don't expect them to start, so I allow them to run the second unit pretty much, and like let them do the create for everybody, and just make it easy for Sadiq Bey, Jordan Poole, Bryce, Carlo, whoever else is on, playing with them during that. But your scoring and whatnot is probably gonna go through them.
You know what would help that though, honestly? Nah, I don't think they would do it though. Nah, that would be risky with 2 second-year guys. But I'm about to say, how you stagger the minutes with Fears, DeJounte, and Queen? Like, that's going to be real interesting to me because, like, my position on Derek has kind of shifted from like, I don't really want you handling the ball much at all, to be honest. I kind of want you in the catch and shoot situation now, like, because it's a little turnover.
Not gonna be in that.
Yeah, that's why I just like it go back to the same. It just always go back to the same.
I think your first sub off the bench. Let's say Herb starts, right?
Just for this exercise. You think he coming into the lineup before Fierce?
I think Sadiq Bey probably first off the bench. Then
that mean you don't think Sadiq starting? Okay.
I think Herb starts. So let's say Sadiq.
Herb's here.
I think Sadiq. I think Sadiq for Herb. Then you see Fierce for Bey, and then you see Fierce for DeJounte, and then you see whenever Zion comes out, or whenever Zion or Eves comes out, that'll be the Queen sub, and then I think they run it that way. So it's going to be interesting to see who the rotation is first, like who comes out first. Like, for example, if you sub Zion out early, which I wouldn't do, I'd rather have Zion play most of the first quarter, get your break to start the second. So then, like, maybe you see Queen go in at the end of like the last couple minutes of the second quarter, start the second quarter, play a good bit of that time, and then you see Zion come in midway through the second and like finish the rest of the half or something like that. I can see it kind of rotating somewhere like that, and then it just be kind of based off whoever plays well. But I think you're gonna see Queen be the sub for either Eves or Zion, because they're gonna assume he could play next to either one of those players. Like, if it's Zion that comes out, you're gonna have him next to Eves at the 4, and then if it's Eves, then I think they're gonna play Queen at the 5 at times with Z in the game. So then your lineup will look something like Queen, Z, Trey, Fears, Poole, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just when they start mixing in the road, like the subs. So like Poole is like, so Fears is gonna play. Trey will probably still be in the game. So you'll see like Fears, Poole, Trey. Let's say Trey and Zion, for whatever reason, still in the game. So Fears, Poole, Trey, Zion, Queen as your 5 or something like that. I think you could see lineups similar to that, because they played Fears and Poole together a little bit last year. Trey gonna be able to play with everybody because he's the shooter. And then you're going to run Zion and Queen at the 4-5 for small portions of the game. That shit going to happen, dog. I'm telling you.
I hope. Well, I'm going to say I hope.
Not for long stretches.
Yeah. I just hope that
they get another 5.
That, and you gotta find a good role for Derek. Like, you gotta find a good, like, for example, can you imagine motherfucker trying to like put Nas Reed in the post at this point? Like, nah, you in the post, you about to be the 5. It's like, no,
not at all.
That's why I'm kind of like my mind has shifted so much. Like, yeah, Derek could clean up some of the turnovers and he can handle the ball more. But I'm like, I really need you in that motherfucking paint, rebounding and doing the dirty work. Like, defense, I think he's a solid post defender. But I'm like, that's why it's just tough with Derek. Because I'm like, I just don't need you to play the way you play. I kind of need you to do some of the things that I need a big man to do. And it's unfair because it's like, you drafted this type of player. Like, this is his skill set.
This would be my incentive for Derek to rebound if it's me. As much, because I would let Derek know if you don't get the rebound, you cannot bring the ball up the court. Like that would be my incentive because he likes to bring the ball up the court. I would be like, bro, if you defensively get every rebound, you could bring that bitch down.
You know what I say too? Mom, because this is the tricky thing about Derek's numbers versus watching them, right? It's like because we watch all the games. So it's like Derek will have 8 rebounds, but he gave up like 6 of them bitches. Like, because he don't box out, everyone crash. Like, he just like, oh, my bad, that was me. Like, you know, and to me,
they had a problem with that last year, like not grabbing the fucking boards.
Like, Trey didn't box out, Derek didn't box out, Zion didn't always box out. Herb tried to box out, but he's skinny. So it's just like that's my fear right there with the Derek thing. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just worried about the other team going on runs versus
just dominant.
It just
great
like,
defense, second chance points.
Yeah, I just worry about that, bro. Like that's what I'm worried about. But moving on. Hopefully everything works out. Nando says, seems like everything was available to the past 3 weeks ago, still available to them. Hey, that's a point you made, Alvin.
Yep, I agree. 100%. I like
Kaminga's still out there. Too. Nick Rich is still out there.
I like Kyle Filipowski. Shout out to Ivory.
Oh yeah, Kyle Filipowski. To me, I really like Kyle Filipowski.
Yeah, Filipowski is one of them players I think you could.
No. Every time I watched Filipowski last year, I was impressed.
Yeah, and dog. Listen,
I know really people like Filipowski, though.
People don't take much from summer. He dominated fucking summer league last year. Like last year's summer league, he was so much better than everybody. Like, and he physically got strong. Like he looked.
Kyle Filipowski looked like a straight up veteran.
Bro, I see why they was like, fucking right, y'all can have Walker Kessler. Like this dude, I like Filipowski out of Duke. Shoot the ball a little bit too.
I know we wouldn't be able to, but if I would trade for Filipowski if possible.
I would trade for Filipowski. I would offer them something legitimate for Filipowski. It'd be protected, but I'd offer him something for it. How much Filipowski make?
I'm trading Derek for Filipowski today.
I would not trade Derek for Filipowski.
I'm just saying today I would do it. Like just like, and I don't think Filipowski is better than Derek. I just think he checks every box I need. 11-7 and 11-7 and 2? No, yeah, 11-7 and 2.5. Shot 32% on 3-point attempts, 35% on 3-point attempts the year before that. You know what? I changed my mind. I would absolutely do it, and I do think he's better than Derek. I changed my mind. I'll absolutely do that. I'll absolutely do that. That 30, that's impressive from behind the arc.
I would prefer to add. How tall is Filipowski? I think
6'11".
Filipowski. Oh, I'm about to say. I know he was close to 7 feet. I like Filipowski. You ain't gonna hear me talk shit about Kyle. Shout out.
I'm gonna lie. Watching Filipowski last year, I thought he was a straight up veteran.
Yes, bro. He plays a legit game.
Yeah, I just love that coaching staff. That coaching staff is awesome to me, bro. D for real, I ran lineups on the data ball site. Say everything 3-4-5 man lineup that had Carlo and Zion, and they had a ridiculously high plus minus. Zion and Carlo got great chemistry.
They do.
And they got great chemistry.
Carlo just need to get more attempts, bro. That's all.
I just wish Carlo could he got to get more 3 attempts and this stay active just keep running, put on a little weight, and he can do his thing. Obviously, you know what you said. Yo, Filipowski is nice.
I like how
that's a name that that's a great name Ivory presented.
See, that's one of that's one of the players to me. Like, if Filipowski don't have no track record right now, right?
Yeah, nothing really.
No track record right now. But if you added Kyle Filipowski to the roster, I would be like, oh, that's one of the players that I think you could add and be like, oh, we got better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the player that you add a year, you'd be like, all right, now we got Filipowski, we got, and he hasn't shown anything yet for you to but I would feel
with that type of center, it's always going to be the same thing. Like, can you get stronger and can you guard along the perimeter? I'm like,
yeah.
All right, there's pros and cons with that type of player, but yet and still,
Yeah.
dude cold. Like, dude could fucking hoop, bro. Dude could fucking hoop. It's just I don't know.
He's gonna get his opportunity this year.
Yeah, he'll get the opportunity. Like, I think what he did last year, or even his rookie year, for his 3-point shooting and stuff, things along those lines, I think that gotta be like what you're asking for from Derek. Like, again, if Derek could give you 11, 7, or 8 and with efficiently, that's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He does not a starting center, but like those are quality numbers for a second-year big man, in my opinion. Oh, my bad, spectacular. He said, would y'all still like Jabari Smith or Jalen Green? I still like Jabari.
I like both of them. I know you a little because of the efficiency of
I just worry about Jalen.
But I just believe in the upside. I like Jabari because his numbers are a little more controlled and his, he shoots the ball, spaces the floor. I like Jabari. Again, if you added Jabari, that's another just like adding talent kind of player. Like, don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I'll be like a motherfucking pit bull. I'd be like, Jabari, go get that fucking rebound, nigga. Like, I'd be, if I was coached with him, like, nigga, you 6'10", you like, you bigger than Trey already. You can shoot. Rebound. I'll turn him into Wendell Carter Jr.
You turn the window. You be out there playing the 5.
Like, they can't guard you, Jabari. They can't.
Listen, now you put Jabari as your small ball 5, bro. Yeah, you do.
When Sengun went out that year, that Jalen Green was fucking hooping. Jabari was guarding on the perimeter. He was a hell of a 5 that year when Sengun got hurt. Shout out to Uptown Kid. He said, why would any team want to help the Nuggets avoid the tax apron by trading for Watson? It's a talent.
Yeah. I ain't think they're trying to help them. I think you're just trying to add a better player to your team. Again, Watson is a player that if we had an opportunity to get Watson, I think Watson, especially if you could just somehow just add, you can't just add him, but if you could turn Herb into a Watson, I think it just makes your lineup just because now you got like defense, shooting, size, athleticism at damn near every spot. You know what I mean? It's just something that you work it's checked off. It's just something checked off the box. That's all that talent added, checked off the box. Let's go. Let's move on to, and then hopefully that player continues to get better. Like,
man,
I would do it. Flage a fucking dog.
I just wish we didn't sign that contract extension where I just got so much bias remorse for certain shit that we did last offseason. I'm Don Guillory. What's the deal, bro? And shout out to everybody building, make sure y'all hit that like button. We almost at our goal. So it's got to be the DeJounte Hawkins and maybe Carlo for Sabonis or the DeJounte and Herb for Sabonis.
DeJounte and Herb.
Yeah, I'm absolutely good with DeJounte and Herb for Sabonis because I think Sabonis can play with Carlo. I think he can play with Eve. And he just such a monstrous fucking rebounder. To me, your defense immediately gonna go up, in my opinion.
He can score the ball, play inside, outside. No.
For Duren, I can't see it. Duren would have to, honestly, I do think this. I do think if Duren was like, I'll take $32 million, and they was like, all right, well, we'll take DeJounte, I think they'd do it.
Who would?
The Pelicans. I think they'd do it. I can't
see.
Yeah,
but if he's gonna take if he take $32 million, the Pistons gonna be like, sit your ass.
Unless the bridge just burnt. Because there's a chance that motherfucker. But see, here's the thing too, and I'm not sure if this is still a thing with the base year compensation, because it's like him being a restricted free agent. It's like more than likely you're gonna go back to Detroit.
Yeah.
Like so, it's just tough. Bayou Rat would say anything about any new uniforms this year. I wish we could rebrand and get some better threads. I have to get Dotson on the show to talk about that because Dotson is like he's more up on that in my opinion.
Yeah, I know there was some they do a jersey every year, and I know they had some stuff that they was kicking around, but we'll see.
Somebody had sent me. This was a couple years ago. Somebody had sent me some what you call them? What would you call that? Not prompts.
Like the little
some demos, demos of some of the jerseys presented. Some of them had some cold ass designs. I gotta go in my phone and find that text message. I'll probably post them because fuck that person now. So I'll go ahead and I'll probably post them. Shout out to the homie Just Real in the building. Let me see, my best. Sko, what's happening, homie? He said, how y'all feel about the recent Hawks and OKC trade? How you feel about it, L?
Sam Presti been fucking cooking, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
You think so?
Yes, bro. Yes. It's disgusting to watch. He basically got 7 second-round picks and got off all players that he wouldn't plan anyway. Got themselves out of the second apron. You gave up Dort, which, again, Dort, you had this is how I feel about Herb. They maximized Dort. They got all of the juice that you could get out of the Dort.
Yeah, trade.
Trade.
Player. Yeah.
Yeah, Lou Dort did everything he could. Now, okay, we're gonna try Case and Wallace. They made a space for Case and Wallace, and he was. I don't lie, he was phenomenal.
I just think you get to the point where you got so many picks, not enough roster spots, and not enough matching salary to go get another star level perimeter player. And it's gonna get interesting because I guess in theory you can combine Caruso and Hartenstein, but
once they start paying some of the people, because when Case and Wallace get paid, you'll see what his number look like. When AJ get an extension, you'll see what his number look like.
Y'all are already kind of in trouble with this shit. I guess they we're gonna go one more year. But to me, with OKC, it's starting to get to the point where it's even if you had 30 picks, right? It would be good for trade purposes, I guess, in theory, but it's you'll never be able to put all these niggas on your roster.
That's Brooklyn last year with 5 first-round picks and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm having these seconds are great because you can consolidate and move up in the draft if that's what you're trying to do. But you always gonna have to consolidate at some point. They can just help you consolidate. Because if it comes to the point where you drafting 4 and 5 motherfuckers, especially if you drafting pick 8 or something like that, hypothetically, it's the moment you miss on multiple pick 8s, that's 16. Well, it's probably gonna be 10 million each moving forward. So that's $10 million each moving forward. That's $20 million on your payroll on top of what you about to pay Wallace, on top of what you already paying Shea, on top of what you already paying Chet, on top of what J-Dub about to get. It just gets to a point where it's now we kind of just doing shit.
Let's go get a great guy. Let's go
get a great player. We gotta go get one. Unless you think one of them motherfuckers going.
I mean, you just take a bunch of swings and then hopefully somebody turn into J-Dub, or you just keep taking swings and then hope somebody be great. The one thing that they won't have is they will always be able to get off of whoever they want to, or they'll be able to bring in whoever they want.
You know what? To Bree's point, I feel like this is inevitable. I feel eventually you're gonna have to trade Chet or J-Dub. If it's me, I'm probably, and it's gonna be an OKC situation. I feel
I think J-Dub. I think J-Dub more replaceable than Chet.
That's how I kind of feel too. Shout out to Bree. I feel like you're gonna ultimately end up having to trade J-Dub, and you're gonna have to package them picks with him, especially if he stay injured, with him to go get that guy. But
one more injury and they lose, that's gonna be the guy that get moved.
And see, here's the thing though. Here's the crazy part. If you well, Chaz, it's easy for you to say that, but like you just said earlier, nigga, that player don't exist.
Who we gonna get?
Who we gonna get, Chaz?
Who we gonna get?
If it ain't Ant
Cade,
we're gonna get Cade. We got Shea.
Probably. Nah, you go get Cade. If you can add Cade, like if you can, I'm saying those the kinds of moves where like see when Ant decide. I don't think Ant asking out, but let's just say Ant ask out. You don't ask questions about if Ant could play with Shea. You just go get Ant. Like if you that team,
they just drafted Fist. I think did OKC draft 2 players in this draft?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just drafted 2 players.
They drafted Mora and Stenner.
Yeah,
Stenner.
Because it's like even right now, shout out to Ryan Point. You got Mara, first round pick. You're gonna have to, develop him. Sorba coming off the ACL. Hartenstein is expiring, I believe. But the thing is,
gave him an extension. Was it a 1 year?
I'm not sure. I gotta look again. So even with him, it's like eventually you gotta trade Hartenstein. It's funny what they're doing. It's gonna be interesting. Because they could build a very deep roster, like an extremely deep roster. Yes, but the minute Casey Wallace come out there and like, oh, bitch, I need 30.
No way, dog.
No. Like,
listen, I'll say this because he made the all defensive team. If he start in that door, because he's gonna start in that Dort role.
Yes.
If he start and look like 15 and something.
He out of here.
I need my paper. I need it. I need
a lot more.
I gotta have it. And I'm locked down. I'm all defensive. We the 1 seed again. And I need that. Yeah, boy, I need 25 of them.
What BG told baby, Woody, I need mine. You got it. I need to see mine. Your kids eating good. I got to feed mine. It ain't your business if I spend it in a week's time. I need my bread. So
would you pay Casey Wallace to be the 2 next to
30?
You gonna have bread in a year.
My starting point for players like that for me is the trade contract. Like even Peyton Watson, like that tier of player. Like I can't
28 is like my cap for you.
Yeah, I can't even go 28. Like you would have to be fucking astronomical this year for me to go there. With the trade thing is like, even though Trey averaged 20, we still thought he would be a little better than he is right now. So it's like, and you can blame that on a number of factors. But boy, I don't know. I would love to have him like on the team, but it's just like, and I'm scared of like that small backcourt. I'm scared of a fierce Wallace backcourt. That's a small backcourt.
You gotta be so good scoring.
Y'all gotta both be just
so. You gotta be VJ and Tyrese.
And look, and don't let VJ have a down year because now it's gonna be y'all too small. Like oh my bad, Bayou Rat. Bayou Sniper said Phoenix low key look nice.
Okay, I think they still need a point guard. I think they still need a point guard bad.
You know who don't fit on that roster right now? Jalen Green.
Oh, Jalen Green. Yeah.
He just don't fit. Like you got Gillespie, who I like, good one. Devin,
Brooks,
Michael, not Michael, Miles.
And
Williams. Then whatchamacallit, he eligible for an extension right now as well. Not Book, Dylan.
Yeah.
He eligible his extension. Like they gonna have to go get a real point guard.
Yeah.
I would trade the Jonathan for Jalen right now. I would do it.
I would
do it.
I said that though, because I would take Jalen and then I would now I'm looking at Fizz again. Fizz, Jalen, Trey, Z, and Eves.
Yeah.
You be dynamic.
I would just be like Jalen.
Fizz got to be ready to start though.
I'm like, Jalen, contract, You gotta shoot. I need you to shoot 37 from behind.
If he continue how he finished the year, it'll work out.
Yeah. You gotta shoot. Shout out to Swallow. I appreciate it, bro. So Chaz and L have good content to have us engaged on a regular for a 26-50-16.
Appreciate y'all.
Brighter days are coming, and make sure y'all go subscribe to Pals in the Blender. Brighter days are ahead. And like Chaz, it can't get no darker, nigga.
Yeah, and if so, we be talking about the other team too. It'd be Pels and somebody.
Because we can talk about any team. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all support because we just spent some time talking about OKC, and I think we made some excellent points. Liam say Dort to ATL makes me hate watch that much. It makes the hate watch that much easier from a trade standpoint. I don't know how I feel about the move. The only winner in my eyes in the trade was OKC. I think you could replace Dort. You get 3 shots. Well, really like 2, but if you get 2 shots in the drafts, like second round.
Atlanta did a good job in that deal because they got Buku expiring, CJ expired, Dort expired. Technically, Kuminga could be gone. They create a lot of opportunity for their roster too, and they got Reach to say for nothing.
Yeah, they extended CJ.
Huh?
They gave CJ that extension.
They gave him. It was a 1 year, I thought.
There's a 1 plus. I think CJ got a couple years, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look and see what CJ McCollum got.
I thought it was a 1 year deal.
Boy, I know
1
CJ
for 21.
CJ, if CJ did that, he a bad motherfucker. Let's see what CJ did.
CJ tried to go.
Oh, yep. 121. Damn, CJ 35. I didn't realize CJ 35.
Yeah, CJ about to man.
CJ,
man, listen, man. Trade. Listen, send CJ back home for 1 year. Hey. Bring CJ back over here for 1 season, man. Do her for CJ.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about this. Do you think the sign and trade possibility for Kuminga is dead for the Pelicans?
Nope.
I think it would have to be a 3-team deal.
Why? Why you think so?
Because I can't see Atlanta wanting Herb now. I don't know if they wanted them before, but I absolutely can't see them taking them back now that you got Dort.
I think Atlanta in a situation where like they could just, I honestly feel like they could just do whatever.
Because they don't got no expectations.
Yeah, like they could just do whatever if it makes sense for them. So like if for example, if they were gonna lose Kuminga for nothing, right? It's just like, would I just take Herb so when Dort expire, I could replace him? But I don't know. I think you could. I think they could. Would they? Who knows?
I think because they kind of like fuck Kuminga on the cool because they like and they so close to the first apron that it's like I don't think it's worth, low IQ, sweaty, lazy, obese. That's a crazy name. Say the periodic. He's trolling. He say the periodic Troy Weaver press conferences updating us on goals and direction of the franchise. Give me hope. that's a good troll there. Irv Chili Chills Adele. He said, why not try to get Daniel Gafford, who was available? Well, you got some competition for him, so I wonder what is going to be the cost of acquisition there. I wouldn't give up a first for him.
Nah, fuck it.
I might give you. No, if I'm trading her, then I'm not giving you a second either. But
according to everything we know, they're not trying to give up no picks. So any deal that's being made is not going to be.
Yeah, any deal that's being made, I think the Pelicans would be the ones sending out perceived player value.
Better player,
yeah, like or maybe you sending out the quote unquote better player for the better fit potentially. But if they have like truthfully them having interest in some of these players, I don't know if they have interest in Gafford, but if they have interest in some of these players, like you got to imagine because you can't even get to Gafford's number, you couldn't get to Kuminga's number, you couldn't get to a lot of dudes' numbers without attaching Hawkins or her trade got too much value for to be in those conversations. So it'll be it's just I don't know. They got it. They're in an interesting situation, and that's why
they gonna run their bags.
That's why mid salary is important. Just real was the deal, homie. Shout out to 76ers. He said y'all can get Watson if y'all want it.
We could go in the tax form and pay them picks, pay that premium. I think I think they would, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I was torn on it initially. I probably do a pick, but like 25 mil in a pick, but I can't give up multiples.
What if they wanted? Well, you would do one pick. I'm trying to think. See, the money's so weird though, because it's like I think I could be mistaken, but I think it's a situation where like you would. I think it would just be weird because it's a sign and trade with the base year. Yeah, well, that's the way you can get out. That's the way you can avoid the tax and do it.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's just weird with the sign and trade base year compensation with the restricted free agent. It's just tough, but it's a way to do it though. And shout out to the homie Benny. He say, Chaz, I've been here listening from work, boss. Now I can chat. Shout out to Benny, man. I ain't seen in a little minute. Peace to you, bro. Shout out to you, homie.
Bro.
Yeah, man. So appreciate everybody that rock with us. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the hype button. After we end the show, man. So hopefully the Pelicans do something and give us something good to talk about. Right now, we kind of
creating content.
Yeah, we just creating content. We being balanced, trying to stay balanced with the real world. Like, in my opinion, running it back, you get an F from me this offseason. Because while I do think Borrego was one of the worst coaches in the NBA, and that's why he's gainfully unemployed right now. I also think to just count on internal growth would be a malpractice, like in my opinion.
No,
so what
you would need
the best luck in the world.
No, if we talking about internal growth, Mosley would have to have the impact of turning like Trey and Zion into all-star level players.
Bro, they would
have to be all-stars for you to be like, oh, it was worth running it back.
Bro, it would have to be like Tupac going to death row. Like it would have to be fucking out of this world. Like, so I'm like, even if I say, my nigga, Mosley internal growth in a whole season of DeJounte is worth about, I give you 10 wins off GP. 10. That's 10 wins. Bam, off the dump. It's 36 wins. If you could get a real rotational big and some shooting, that could put you in like 40 something on a real. So I don't want to keep saying like, no, if old boy take the next step, if old boy take the next step, if old boy take the next step, because there's a lot of next steps.
Bro, listen. Think about this for a second, and we could close with this. For VJ to have the impact that VJ had on that team, right? Because you know, Embiid was in and out, Paul George was in and out, right?
Yeah.
So your two main people was Maxey and VJ.
Oh no, that wasn't a compliment, King Cole.
For VJ to have the impact that he had, Maxey was playing 40 minutes and like averaging like 30, bro. So I'm just
playing.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, to think about how like good you're like if you ran it back for like the internal growth of like Fears and all of them, somebody or somebody's is gonna have to take like
have an out of body experience,
all NBA level leap.
Like if Jordan Poole got to average 19 off the bench, Zion got to average 26, 27.
Yes,
Trey got to average 23. Like your offense and your defense got to both be like, if they both middle of the pack, I'm like, you're all right. Like shout out to Fizzle Blackstar. He's like, what happens if Hawkins give you 3 threes at 38%? That would be nice. But here's the thing.
Everybody can't play.
Everybody can't play.
Everybody can't play.
So that's why I keep boiling down to like coming back to the realization, like you got to consolidate and you got to address some of these areas of need. Herb playing 28 minutes ain't gonna cut it this season unless he's shooting 40 plus from beyond the arc. That's a lot to ask for Herb. Like that's not. I think that's unfair, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if Poole return to form, though, you got a shot.
I think if Poole play well, you got a shot. If DeJounte not both sides of the ass, if he just left or right cheek, then you might be all right. Fierce take another step. DQ could be solid. Eve take, like there's avenues. There's not none of this is unrealistic.
No,
right? Because we ain't saying, boys, I'm about to average 35. It's like, no, but there's a very realistic way for him to average like 30, like 28, 27.
On this team, he can like easily average 27 a game.
Yeah, it's very easy, right, to do. You're talking about a couple more shots a night. Yeah. Right?
That motherfucker averaged 21 on 13 shots.
Right. So if you
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it would be nothing for him to get to 27. right? Poole could be better. Herb could be. Everybody could be a little bit better. But I still think you got to address those two areas of need. So shout out to everybody in the building. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. Al, tell the people they can find you at, brother.
As always, man, y'all catch me on Pels in the Blender on YouTube. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe and share the channel, or you can catch me at Just Say Davis on X, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed, man. Catch me at Cheddar Chaz on Instagram, at Cheddar Chaz. Shit on you here on YouTube on No Picks, aka In Your League. Also, follow me on Twitter at Cheddar Chaz as well. It's storm season. I know Tropical Storm Bertha out there, so I'm gonna leave y'all on this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Straight up, like, this is a true story. And
man, stop letting niggas disrespect y'all, man. I'm out. Peace.